holidays and happy Monday. Happy holidays. This is a very special holiday edition of Relationship Recap, the Ready to Love Detroit holiday recap. My name is Crystal XO, and I am the host of this channel. And my conversations on Relationship Recap and our show Dating Diaries, I am always joined by the one and only Scorpio Mo.
Happy holidays, y'all.
Happy holidays to you. Happy holidays. We're just a few days away from Christmas. How are you feeling?
Feeling good this year. Hopefully it won't be like last year. I had sciatica the day of Christmas.
Oh.
So, keeping my fingers crossed.
Okay.
But other than that, be honest with you, feels kind of good.
Yeah, I think so. I have Saint Nick is hanging out with me today. He's I did not do Christmas decorations for the first time in my entire life.
How's that feel?
Honestly, I don't really like it. I don't like it. I just want to be Crystal. Crystal likes to be festive. But I think
What would you have done?
I just think I like the house to be festive, but this year I think I was working so much. I always put a lot on myself. A lot of women do. I've had a lot of work this month and last month, so I didn't really get to rest. I was traveling a lot. It was a lot going on, and I just took a break. And I think I learned it's okay to take a break, but I think I will probably do. Now, I may not go all the way like I do sometimes. Usually I go all the way over the top. This year I did nothing. I probably bought 3 gifts. This year I did not. I just was like, no, just going to take a break. But I'm excited. I still feel good. The house is not festive except for Black Santa, and I have my tea mug here. But other than that, it's not. Now we are, Gun Boss and I are going to the cabins for, Christmas Eve and Christmas
Just
Day.
A couple other couples?
Just us and one other couple. And that's like family. So we are going to go and do that. And then my son is going to come home the day after we get back. So that'll be good. It'll be good to see him.
Okay.
Yeah. But it did feel good not to put a bunch of stress on myself. Because usually I put a lot of stress. I try to do a little get together, and I did not. Mo Catchings, I did not do any decor either. But I think it's okay it's okay for us to take a break sometimes.
1000%.
Yeah. This is great. So, what I thought we would do before we get into tonight, because we are coming tonight, because we won't be here Wednesday because it's Christmas Eve. We will be here on Friday though. And I'm already looking forward to that. But I thought we should say, what is for this year, because I think every year it may be different. What is your favorite Christmas tune this year? You guys in the chat, please let us know. What is your favorite Christmas song this year? I have an R&B playlist, and some of you guys that watch this channel know my daughter is a DJ, and she DJs on MCM World Cruises. So if you're looking for a great cruise ship, definitely look up MSC World Cruises. She does the World America ship, and she was asking me for a favorite Christmas song. So I have a Christmas R&B playlist, and I actually found some songs that I did not know about. Usually my favorite Christmas song is I think the season kicks off with Silent Night by the Temptations. I feel like that's the song that lets you know that it's time.
It don't get no black for Christmas.
It does not. That is the Christmas song. But then I like Mariah Carey. I am a Mariah Carey. All I Want for Christmas Is You. I am.
I like Let It Know, Boys the Men, and Brian McKnight.
Yeah, that also is one that's a romantic Christmas song.
I'm a romantic guy.
Well, that's why you're here. That's why you're here. You know what? But I found a new, because I'm gonna, Gun Boss and I did photos, and we did photos with horses this year. I'm excited.
Photos for yourselves, or are you going to share?
Photos. We didn't do matching pajamas. We may post. I don't know. We may or we may not. I don't really care. I don't know. But we did do Christmas pictures with our horses, Zuri and Zeus.
Okay.
So, and then we had a little razzle dazzle put on them. I'm excited to share those. But I was going to pick a song to go along with the post. And I found a song called Christmas for Two by Brandy that I had never heard. It's very nice. Very nice. And then, of course, you know, the Chris Brown and Donny Hathaway, This Christmas. Christmas Party for Two is Brandy's song. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Nope. I never.
Well, look it up. Look it up. Yeah, it's a lot of Christmas. Santa Baby by Toni Braxton. You guys let us know your favorite. Mo says she loves Let It Snow. Let us know your favorite Christmas song this season. And it can be different than another season. I usually am locked in with Mariah, but I think this time I'm going to go with Brandy. I'm also, of course, TLC Sleigh Ride is a favorite. Let me know.
Boys. The 69 Boy song. The one that do Tootsie Roll, they got a Christmas song.
They do. They do. Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
It's okay. Yeah, that's it.
Hey, the old traditional songs bring back bad memories for me.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't really like the older ones.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. That's why I don't get into them. I start from the Bride McKnight and that one because I was like just turning 21 and all like that. I start from there. The other ones is haunting to me. It is because I had a lot of bad Christmases growing up. It's just not so much Christmas, but the time that between the fall and winter, just so much going on as a kid. It triggers that. So nostalgic. So I go from the 90s up.
Okay, so I guess Santa Claus Goes Straight to the Ghetto is not on your list.
That James Brown, no. Well, that was before I was even born. So
yeah, I'm just like, I mean, you know, he says Santa Claus goes straight to the ghetto. Yeah, I anybody else? You guys let us know. I see someone said the Braxton's Christmas album. You know, just because of what's been happening with some of the other Braxton sisters, I'm gonna stick with Toni. I'm just gonna stick with Toni. I'm gonna stick with Toni. Period. As far as the Braxtons, I'm not gonna do the collective. I'm gonna do the Miss Toni Braxton. That's what I'm gonna do. Did you know that Jagged Edge has a version of This Christmas?
Everybody does, but I will say this: if you want to get a song in rotation to play every year, we need to come up with an original. We need an original feel-good rhythm because a lot of people try to throw these darts, but most of them not stick. We're repeating the same ones. We need a new standard.
I'm gonna tell you guys, there are on this R&B Christmas list, there are about 5 versions of Let It Snow. Yeah, there are a few versions of This Christmas. I do like, my favorite Christmas album is Preacher's Wife, because that's my favorite Christmas movie.
Really?
And yeah, that's my favorite Christmas movie. When the Honorable Mr. Denzel Washington plays the part of an angel, Dudley, and he comes down to save the marriage of Whitney Houston and Courtney B. Vance.
That is your favorite Christmas movie?
Yeah, that's every Christmas I watch Preacher's Wife. What?
Nothing before then?
No.
Oh.
That's the best one. I'm telling you guys, it is amazing. It is a wonderful movie. Jennifer Lewis is in it. She is amazing. But then you have Whitney Houston sings it's just a great soundtrack.
I like the one with the boy that stuck his tongue on the pole, frozen pole outside.
Macaulay Culkin?
Oh, that's Home Alone. No.
Oh, okay. What?
The guy with the glasses, and he had the father brought him a BB gun. He said, "You're gonna shoot your eye out," and they was making. Hey, you know what I'm talking about. I forget
You
the
know
name.
this Christmas movie?
A Christmas.
One of my friends likes Elf. Elf is her favorite. Chili's favorite is Elf, and every year she wants to watch Elf over and over again. I mean, it's funny. I watched Friday After Next yesterday. Mo Catchings. I did after, and it's so funny when you guys go back and watch it after Cat Williams basically broke down his version of how that happened. Hilarious. Classic J5. I agree. Jackson 5 Christmas. They're definitely on my list. I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. Jackson 5 is just great all around. Like, it just feels good.
It does. They made real feel good music.
Yeah. Yeah. So your favorite is Let It Snow?
Yeah, I start from there. I can't think of anything after that top. That it just I like the because that was right when because Boys II Men had this between their first and second album, there was a shift. And I like their first album and I like that song.
Yeah.
Their first album and that Christmas song. Other than that, yeah.
Well, Luther Vandross, yes, all Luther Vandross Christmas songs, agreed, absolutely agreed. I'm gonna make on our way to the cabin. I'm gonna make Gun Boss listen to all these Christmas songs. He does not know. But I saw Home Alone 2 is see Popcorn 526 and Home Alone 2 is still one of my favorite Christmas movies. You know what we used to watch growing up?
Yes, sir.
Before The Preacher's Wife, my mom. It was me, my mom, my brother, and every Christmas, we would all watch The Sound of Music. Anybody else? Don't do that. That I'm talking about for little kids. It's a great movie. The kids are singing, "Doe, a deer, a female." It's a good movie.
Frosty Snowman. I did like that one too.
And A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah, the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Everybody, yeah, that's a good one.
Last thing, have you guys seen this new Charlie Brown where what's the black kid's name? He gets woke and he is going off on Charlie Brown about the fact that he's a MAGA supporter.
It's AI, but yes, I do.
It's hilarious though. It's hilarious. I'm gonna have to put something up on the channel about that. But anyway, we get our Christmas stuff out the way because this is the week of Christmas. But we are here to celebrate a little holiday tea. A bit of holiday tea.
Is that right?
Yes. So on Friday, we talked a little about the fur that Darius gifted Ashley.
Yes, we did.
And the fact that there were rumors and whispers and rumors and conversation about an alleged ex-wife that had gifted stole to Darius that he may have regifted on the show. And actually, you said that you felt like that was a regifted gift. You didn't think that he actually went to the store and purchased that fox stole.
Unless he brought taxidermist's house. No, I did not think he purchased it.
So I did a little bit more digging, and a lot of people sent us an interview with this young lady with another blogger, and I watched a little bit of the interview. I think that interviewer had a little bit of a different style than our show. Shout out to her, but she definitely did an interview with this young lady. And so I just I thought it would be good for us to have a conversation, because I feel like when we have guests on, we're able to kind of get to the bottom of what our viewers want to know. So I invited this young lady to come and share with us in our chat. And so she's going to be joining us in just a few minutes. Now, I want to ask you, thinking of this, knowing that we're going to be chatting with this woman, what do you think is some of the biggest questions that people have? Because I will say this, it's kind of a twofold issue, right? First of all, this woman is alleging, because really all you have are two sides to a story. You know, there's usually a little bit of truth on both sides somewhere, usually, except for extreme circumstances. So this woman has alleged that she was in a relationship with Darius. Hey, Saptosa. Not only is she saying she was in a relationship, she said they were married. I'm not going to tippy-toe around it. She said they were married. And she says that she felt like he used her, which we will talk about that and see why she feels like that. And she also said that there was cases, there were situations that involved DV.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you know, being on the table, I just want to make sure that the chat, you know, before we get ready to welcome this woman on, this is, you know, when you talk about situations like that that involve very sensitive subjects of a sensitive nature, I think it's important for us to, you know, just be professional when it comes to those things. We like to laugh and kiki, but I do think it's very important to take those situations seriously and not make fun of that, you know, in a weird way.
Right.
So I just want to preface it by saying that there are allegations of DV that are very serious, and I don't think need to be a part of the gossip part of that. I also think that, you know, it's interesting because I was interviewing two producers that are doing another documentary. I'm just going to let you guys know there are documentaries are indeed the new mixtape.
The new track.
The new diss track. But they also, I feel like, I was talking to these producers and they have a documentary that is going out on Mary Cosby that's on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Crazy, right? And when I was talking to them, one of the things that they said is that it's unfair when people are on reality TV because we get a chance to see their side. You don't hear the other side of the story, right? So I think documentaries allow you to get context, or even interviewing and giving other people a chance to have a conversation allows for context. Case in point, if I was on the Real Housewives, right, and I divorced Gun Boss, he and I go through a horrible divorce, you're only going to hear from me. You're only going to hear my side of the story because at the point that we divorce, he's no longer on the show. So you hear my side and I can say what I want, you know, and then he is probably talking, but because he doesn't have the platform, he is at a disadvantage. You feel me? You guys follow me? So I think that a lot of times with reality television, we get a chance to see that person and the image that they want to paint, but we don't necessarily hear from the other people that may have been involved with some of the things that make their past. For example, we know Ready to Love always brings on an ex. We have been saying for years and seasons, and a lot of times that ex, it's probably an ex that they're in a good place with. It may not be a real, you know, like a relationship ex. Like it's a lot that goes into that so that people are able to continue to paint the picture that they want to paint. If I want to know about your past, I'm not going to go to the ex that you're cool with. I want to know what the ex that you're not cool with has to say. You feel me? So I just think a lot of times we get a very skewed image. And so we like to be able to add a little bit of context. And I also think when people are on reality television, I think that across the board, and this is no shade to OWN, this is no shade to any of the networks or platforms that support, that promote these reality shows, but I do think a lot more accountability has to be taken into consideration, because when there's allegations like this, if they can be proven in a court of law, to me, that means we don't need to be promoting people like that.
So it's kind of it's almost like a rebuttal type of thing. Like when you're in court, it's the cross-examine and we get to hear the other side, correct?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's just life. Like you can't make a decision until you hear both sides. For example, I see Jazzy J says someone pretending to be an ex. I would say this. You guys know on this channel, we're not about the salacious stuff. I would not have agreed to interview this young lady unless she brought a lot of proof. A lot of it I have seen. Some of it I'm going to share with you guys. And, but she sent a lot of proof. So I will just say this. I'm just going to say, for somebody to say an alleged relationship, the receipts that I saw, I'm just going to run. Can I run through a couple just before I wait?
Absolutely can.
I just want to run through. I mean, if you are not with a person, I don't know how you would possibly have this is a family photo, all these photos. The beach, the hands. One more time. The beach, the hands. I mean, this is a lot. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all know I love going to Disney. I am not. Let me ask you, Mo. If you are casually just hitting a chick every once in a while, are you going to Disneyland with them?
I wouldn't go to Six Flags. It's right down the street.
That's a Disneyland photo. For those of you that know, that's the Magic Kingdom in the backyard, in the background.
There you go.
I don't know. This is a lot. This is a lot. Like,
it's a lot.
It's hard to say that this is a fake ex when you got more. I don't have that many pictures with Gun Boss. We've been married 5 years.
That part.
We've been married for 5 years and we don't have that many pictures together, and definitely not hugged up, so I just want to say, I want to set the tone. This young lady is going to come to join us, but I want to go back and ask you that. What do you think after all that we've seen? We talked last week about Friday about the fact that we kind of felt like Darius came off like he was kind of used to running game. What do you think that people want to know? What are some of the questions that you think people want to know from this young lady that's coming on to share with us?
I think one of the biggest questions is that, were there any, now looking in retrospect, I'm pretty sure she could see things now. Off, this didn't sound right. But in real time, what for her was it? Do you think it was infatuation, then love? Because from what I understand, allegedly they actually got married. Allegedly, right? So when you get to that point, if she could look back now, what was the first red flag? You know what I mean? And the time factor too. There's a window, and I don't want to give that window up yet. We'll let her talk about it. But there was a window, and from the time they met to the time they got married, that, did he propose? Was there a ring? Things like that, the detail. Because to me, a lot of this is, she has a lot of details, and it's kind of hard to skate around details and receipts. So I'm just curious. I think that's one of the parts.
Yeah, but I don't know. For me, I agree with you. Like, I think sometimes women give other women a really hard time, right? And what's crazy about that is I don't know one woman that hasn't been on the other side of someone taking advantage of them. Right. That's man or woman. That happens, right? So I do think that a lot of times women are quick to take a man's side against another woman. And so
why do you think that is? Because it's the B, then it's no. It's the B word, then it's no. But it's tricky.
Well, I think it's because women, you know what? I think that we have been taught to forgive and give men a little bit of a pass, and specifically Black men and Black women. I think Black women have been taught that, he's just a man. That's what men do. We have always been held to a much higher standard than men. Men can get away with a lot of things. Women cannot. If a woman cheats on her husband, she's got a scarlet letter on her. When a man cheats, it's kind of like, that's just kind of what men do. That has been, to me, the way that we look at things in our culture, for a lot of times. And specifically, I'm just going to say it, when there's an interracial relationship, I think a lot of times Black women feel more empathy for and more connection with the man than they do with the woman because she's maybe of a different culture, a different race.
That's what I think. That like some of the people view on that. Like, I don't think it's a woman thing. It's more of a race.
But I can't say that because I do think that women. I think that it would be the same, honestly, if it was black women, a black woman that had been with the guy. And no, I think women are just like someone mentioned the O.J. Simpson. Not that there's anything like this, but I'm just saying that the people that were the biggest supporters for O.J. Simpson were black women. You know what I mean? So I think that we just, our culture has ingrained and conditioned us to excuse bad behavior a lot of times. And that's unfortunate, but I think, now in 2025, we should be trying to break those stereotypes, Yeah,
this is going to be interesting just to see how much of a split there is, especially after this interview. I'm curious to see.
Yeah, I think people, but I just think that it's like on reality television, there's been a lot, not necessarily, I'm not just talking about I'm talking about across the board of people being, no, I'm telling you guys, Miss Trey Bell Noir, I love that name. They're the biggest supporters and most vocal supporters were black women. And I know this because I was, I'm a PR student. Well, at that point I was a PR into public relations. And I love to study like who was doing what. And I remember news stories on this. I mean, it's definitely proven. Black men probably were supporting him as an athlete. So I can't speak to that, but there was a huge outcry, from black women to support him.
But you don't think that's because of Nicole's race. You think that's because she was a woman.
But I think it happens even when it is the same race. I do think it happens when it's the same race. I think it may not be as pronounced, but I think that women often look for, just like, for instance, when a woman catches, we've talked about this on the show on Dating Diaries. A lot of times women will assume, well, he cheated on her because she wasn't this, or this. They'll make excuses for why a man has bad behavior with another woman. And a lot of times when that man turns around and does the same thing to you later, isn't there a case like that out right now where one of the girls was like, oh, I should have listened. The girl was not, I think it's some reality stars with saying with one of the Ball sons. Well, yeah, he has a baby with another girl, and he's like, "Oh, I should have listened to Nikki Baby when she said that."
What about Ty and Candy then?
What do you mean?
Who do you think people are leaning on? Do you think the women are leaning more on Ty than Candy?
No, I think Candy is one of those black women that does have a lot of support within her community. I do believe Candy has a lot of support. I don't think that people are gonna. I do think that's a good one because I don't think that people are going to celebrate Todd. But guess what? If Todd was the celebrity, I think it would be different.
Yeah, but I think it'd be different if Candy was Caucasian.
Yeah, it definitely would be.
You know what I'm saying? To me, it's more about that than anything else. And we can go through especially the black on black divorces. And then when you look at the other way around, I think it just gets a little, I still think we go back to feeling, oh, you were with someone outside your race and that's what you get, or you shouldn't have been with her in the first place and that's on her, which at the end of the day, it's just human and human. This is who I love, or this is who I propose to. This worked, this didn't work. And I think we get blindsided and we start picking sides. I don't know.
I think people do pick sides. I'm just going to ask people. She just texted me. She's going to jump on at 9:15. I do think that people, we just, listen to the story. Don't pick sides. I think it's hard not to, because I think most people can connect with one side. They connect more with one person than the other. But even on this show, like, I just felt like, and there are some women that are into that. There's some women that are into that.
Apollo and Apollo and Faithful. I mean, when you go to it and the black woman has the money, it's the black guy. When it's the white woman that has the money, it's the black guy. Like, I don't, or it's the white woman. I don't get it. Like, I mean, I do get it. I mean, I don't understand it. I see what's happening. And I think people, you know, I do know women stick together. If it's black woman, they're all going to go with the black woman.
Not all the time, though. I think a lot of times black women they're hard on each other.
She's a real beat. Not when you put a man in the middle. Then they're hard on each other. They ain't got nothing to do with a man. They just got something to do with her stink attitude.
No, you guys let us know what you think in the chat. I think a lot of times women assume that, you know what I want to say? If it's not, it may be if they think the woman has, if they pick the woman apart and feel like she's not worthy of the man. A lot of times we look at how the person looks.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It's a lot of, because, you know, I've heard women say, well, of course he cheated on her. And I'm like, nah, him cheating on her has less to do with what she looks like and more to do with his character.
There you go. That's a great point.
Yeah. And cheating is not, I mean, it's not indicative of the person that was on the other side of the victim. It doesn't have anything to do with them, but we always internalize it. And I just think women are hard on each other because they're hard on themselves. That's why I said to you earlier, I feel like specifically within our community, we have been taught to be hard on ourselves because as a kid, we were told, I know I was told, you don't spend a lot of time crying over somebody. You need to get over it, get yourself together. Like what? So I think when you see another woman who may be doing something that you think may not be smart, it's easy and it's very easy to be judgmental. When if you were in that situation, you might have done the same thing or worse. You know what I mean? I just think it's easy, specifically after you've grown from something. The people that have 0.5% growth are the ones that are usually so hard on other people that they see doing things.
I feel like a lot of times they're hard on the other woman because it has nothing to do with a lot of times the issues. They find something they don't like about her and they want to be on whether she looks better, she doesn't look good enough. It's something, but you take away that and you just focus on the facts and the story or the issue, you might have something, but and men do it a lot of times. I have to admit that I've seen guys, you know, like we rally around other guys when we feel like the woman took advantage of him, whether it be the gold digger or whatever, right?
I see that with the Diddy case. I mean, you guys heard there is a black female juror.
There you go.
That says she was listening to another black woman speak, which was Capricorn Clark, who was his assistant at one time, his former assistant. And she said her story just didn't make sense. And she looked and she and Diddy shared a common glance because she thought it was ridiculous. She immediately discredited the woman because this is a powerful, you know, man that she may have looked up to. We also have an Indian man saying that, you know, DV is not an issue here. These are two people in love. So I think.
Do you think if it's an attractive man, they have a little bit more empathy?
I think a lot of times we do.
I'll give an example. There was a situation with a brother named Nichols. I forget his first name. And he
Brian Nichols that committed the murder.
Go, but they showed him in court every day, and then they even showed his mugshot, and then you seen women writing letters and he didn't do like all these kind of things. And I think it's just so many cases where the guy was either popular or very attractive or handsome to women, and
successful. I think if he's successful, we want to find a pass. I think if he's attractive, we want to give him a pass. And I think that's true just on both sides. I'm not going to hold women. Men do. I think men do it as well.
No, men. To be honest with you, men probably do it worse.
Yes. Because these men were sitting up here talking about they were in love with Cassie. They wanted to help her.
I don't know nobody said that.
No, they did. The one guy said he thought that the one guy that was on the documentary in another interview on the Art of Dialogue, he said that he was hurt to see another guy there because he thought what they had was just between him and her and Diddy. He didn't realize, I believe there were up to 40 other people.
He got other issues. That's crazy.
But then another guy said the same thing. He said that she's just so sweet and she's so beautiful. and you just want to, you just want to help her, and it's just because she's beautiful.
Okay.
Anyway, I want to show you guys this clip because you remember when we were talking last week and I referenced the Martin clip. Just to add a little fun to this. This is what I feel. This is the music. This is the energy that I feel when I see one of the scenes with Darius. This is what I was talking about. I kept saying, can you dig it, baby? I just want you guys to see so you will get it. And then, like I said, we're going to have our guests join us at 9:15. But
it's the Mac. We've all seen it. It's the movie The Mac. Yeah.
I feel like that could have been a scene with Darius and Shannon.
You see the shoulders?
That is the shoulders. What is it about the show? Have you done that? Because I know you have been on that type of time before.
That's wild.
No, I'm saying, have you have Mo? Admit to the people.
First of all, I can't even dance, so my shoulders, I can't do it.
That is definitely true.
I'm just saying.
That is definitely true. But I'm just saying, like, what is it with the shoulders? Can you dig it, baby? I felt like that was him and Shannon.
Oh, that was him and every woman.
It was. And some of the ladies I've seen in these social media chats. There are women on these social media chats defending like he is their man. And I think because they see him as an attractive, tall, successful Black man.
But see, that's what happens. It's actually okay. Pretend like you're a bartender. I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm gonna ask you to make me a drink or tell me what's a popular drink, or I'm gonna go up to the bar and I'm gonna ask you.
Okay, so I'm just the bartender.
And then you compliment me on my outfit, and I'm gonna show you what happens.
Okay.
All right, I walk in. Hey, say, baby, what do you got on the drink menu? You got any specials tonight, baby?
I mean, we got hurricanes and margaritas for $5 all night.
Hurricanes and margaritas, $5 all night, huh? Okay. Well, you just let me know what you think I should have, and I'll have it.
Well, I think you should have one of these margaritas. Maybe a passion fruit.
Oh, you think I should have a passion fruit, huh? You got passion for me, baby? This is what he do. You just repeat what they say in a seductive.
Can you dig it, baby?
You think this is what? In this man, okay.
No, but I'm saying, but I mean, it ain't crazy because it works on women.
And you gotta lick your lips a lot.
LL did that to y'all. But I want to just say, on behalf of my sisters, it wasn't the licking of the lips. It was LL. It was LL. So you can't just lick your lips if you don't have nice sucking. Like, we don't just want anybody licking their lips. It was because it was LL.
But it's the whole thing. It's the outfit. It's the smell good. It's the talk smooth. It's the lined up haircuts. The spray paint beard. It's all that shit.
I did not know that the spray paint beard was good, but I guess maybe in Detroit, that's what they like it. I do know up north it's a little bit more popular. Philly, maybe Detroit, maybe the North and Midwest is a little bit more popular.
Yeah.
You're like, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with. I think that is a great episode of Martin, but it just I could watch Martin all night. That's hilarious. But that is how I felt when I was watching Darius on Ready to Love. I felt like the music queued up every single time. It's
a lot of smooth, keep the monotone voice. Even after you drink, you do a
shoulder shimmy. Well, you know what? The time has come. The time has come for us to welcome our guests. And so I want to make sure that we say the rules again. This is a safe space. We're going to have a good time. We're going to find out some information. But, we want to make sure that we do take some of this interview seriously because there's a very serious subject at hand. So without further ado, please help us welcome to Relationship Recap, Nicole Rene.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. Same to you.
Okay.
So, Nicole, I'm Crystal. We talked earlier. I'm Crystal, and this is my co-host Scorpio Mo.
Hello, Nicole.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
So we want to thank you first of all for coming to hang out with us and kind of sharing with us. As you've probably heard in backstage, we've been talking about Ready to Love. We've actually been talking about Ready to Love on this channel since season 1. So we have seen a lot. We have seen the episode where a young lady was pregnant and didn't tell anybody. We never did find out.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it was. We've had people that were on the show and really already had a relationship and didn't tell people that. We've had someone come and say that the guy was in a relationship with them on the side. So, we've seen a lot, but I feel like our conversation with you tonight is going to be another one of those nights where we get a lot of truth. And I just, like I said, I want to tell you that we appreciate you for even being willing to come on and share your story.
And this is a safe space.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, I want to start by just saying, this has got to be strange. I know I've been an entertainment publicist for years, so I work with people that are celebrities, not reality stars. And they, when they're in relationships and they break up, there's conversation on both sides. And a lot of times the person, whoever's the biggest celebrity and has the bigger platform, is the one that people listen to, right? And so I think that it's important for people like us to offer spaces for people to share their side if they have something that specifically is in direct contradiction to what to the story that's being sold. And so that's why this channel is here. We try to tell the truth and share perspective, because a lot of times you see one side of a story, and if the other person doesn't have an outlet, they're not able to kind of they don't have a voice. And so I guess my first question for you is, what did you think when you saw this season of Ready to Love advertised and you see that your ex is on the show looking for love?
Yeah, so I I already kind of knew that he was going to be on this show. That was one of the big reasons why that played into me actually leaving. So I knew that he was going to be on the show. I just didn't know when it was going to air, what it was called. I actually thought he was going on something called Love is Blind or something like that. I thought that's what he was cast on. That's what he had told me, but I never got the truth out of him half the time. So then one of our friends, mutual friends, ended up sending it to me and showing me that he was about to be on the show. And yeah, so that's how I found out.
Okay, now I got to ask you, because that's a little confusing. So you said that's one of the reasons that you guys broke up. So were you guys together when he auditioned? How did that happen?
So I found an STD test, and I was asking him why he got the STD test. I asked him, I thought maybe it might be for like a TV show or something, or a movie or something he was cast in. And he told me that he was doing a reality TV show for dating.
Okay.
He didn't tell me what it was. I told him I was not in agreement with it. We went back and forth, and it was never really, we spoke on it a couple of times, but I thought he was not doing it. And then I found him at another dating. He was doing like a balloon pop event, and that was, I left after that.
Now, at this time you were married, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And I know, if I'm not mistaken, they had shot a year before this came out.
They shot this a while. I don't know when they shot it, to be honest with you. He was supposedly cast on it in July of 24.
So I guess, of course, people are asking, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm married. I've been married for 5 years. This is my second marriage. There is no way that my husband tells me he is going on a dating reality show. If even for him to be comfortable enough to tell me that,
yeah,
it would be strange. So did you guys, like, what was the nature of the relationship to where he would even feel comfortable telling you as his wife that you were going on a dating show? Like, I don't even understand how we would even get into that conversation.
Yeah, well, it was something that he was hiding from me at that time. There's a lot that led up to that where he would just kind of sneak stuff in. Or I'm so sorry, my dog is going wild in the background. She probably wants to come on with me. So he would tell me stuff and I just didn't agree with it. He would tell me he had to go to events with other women and stuff like that, and it caused a lot of arguments between us.
Mm-hmm. Let's go back to the beginning, because I think that will probably give us some context on the relationship. And I just being transparent with you, a lot of people I talked to earlier about, I know I saw the statement that Darius put out. I read that last week. We've heard that he's basically denied that you guys were in a relationship at all, let alone being married. He said that he was never married.
Right.
But the pictures that you sent, and I didn't even post all of them, but all these pictures definitely are. And I told people I've been married 5 years and we don't have, this is obviously a family photo.
Yeah, that's our family photo. We went on a family vacation to New Hampshire. That's my whole entire family.
Yeah, that's clear. That's very clear what that is. But there's no way that you guys are taking this many couple pictures.
That was our wedding back there.
Okay, wait a minute. Where's the wedding? Where?
So the black suit coat, tux coat that he wears on the show with the white fur collar.
That right there.
That was the night we got married. Yeah.
Oh my. Oh my! What is first of all? What is going on with Darius in the furnace?
That's Christmas. That's Christmas in Florida. The other one was a Toys for Tots event that we did together.
Oh my!
Washington D.C., the White House.
Oh my God!
New York City. We actually went viral on it's called The Leather Closet. A Leather Closet did a video of us.
New York.
Yes, we went viral on that, and I did not get a good response. They were calling me a sugar mama. They were calling him a pimp, which is what they're calling him now. But yeah,
you see my Martin video. Well, a Mac, definitely a Mac. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning, Nikki, because people are wondering, because Darius is saying that you guys were not in a relationship. You're saying that you were married. Can you tell, how did this happen and what was the nature of you guys' relationship?
Yeah, so like I said, I met him a long time ago, back in, I believe it was 2001, 2002 in Grand Valley. Okay. It might have even been a little bit later than that. I know it was after I graduated high school. It was a homecoming event. He claimed he was on the football team. He never was on the football team there.
For high school or for college?
For college.
Okay.
Yeah, he was supposed to be on the team, but I think now I know he did pass the psych eval, so that's why he wasn't on the team. But I kept in contact with him over the years through Facebook, MySpace, Facebook, and in November of 23, beginning of November of 23, he invited me to his birthday event.
Okay. So that's not long ago. So he invites you to his birthday event. Now, correct. You guys are keeping in touch through Facebook and different social media platforms. Are you guys flirting? Are you in relationships with other people? What is the nature of the relationship?
I think we followed each other. Definitely not flirting. I was in a relationship. I was married before. No, definitely not. I think I had made a joke about attending an event with me or something like that, and then he flirted back, and there was a little bit of flirting back and forth, and then he invited me to, he told me it was his big birthday party event that thousands of people came to. Told me he made $50,000 off this black party, invited me to it. I didn't really even see him that much. I was kind of confused. I went with my friend that night. And then we started dating shortly after that. Okay.
So when you guys started dating, what do you do? What's your profession, Nicole?
So I own home healthcare agencies and a medical transport company. I have an exotic car rental company, and I have a telehealth weight loss clinic and peptide clinic.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
You had all this then?
I didn't have all of it then. I didn't have the peptide clinic and medical weight loss clinic, but yes, the rest of the stuff I did.
Okay. How did you get started in having all that? Because you sound pretty young. How old are you now?
I'm 43. I just turned 43.
43, but you to have all of that, that's awesome. but how were you able to kind of get your business to where you were able to scale it like that, to where when someone would meet you, they probably did, see a lot of opportunity there?
Yeah, so, I come from everyone thinks I come from money. I've seen comments that I've come from money. I don't. 8 years ago, I was living in a homeless shelter with my kids.
Wow.
So I finished school. I worked for a home healthcare agency that the lady was a nightmare to work for. And someone from my contracting agency heard how I was being talked to and said, "You're so bright, you're so smart. Why don't you start your own company?" I said, "I could never do that." And she said, "Sure." So she hooked me up with the contracting director. I was contracted within, I think, 2 weeks.
Wow.
Started off with 10 employees, ended up applying for my company from the agency I worked at. And I've grown to what I am today. I have over 300 employees today. And I never thought I would be where I'm at, but you can never say never. So
That's amazing. That's
yeah.
congratulations to you.
Yeah.
So you and Derek, you go to his birthday party. Was it a nice party? Was it, because if he's making $50,000?
It was beautiful. It was at the Rooster Tail in Detroit. It was a beautiful venue, but he also did tell me, "Hey, this is specifically my birthday party." I got there, that wasn't the case. I had a lot of questions, and he's like, "Well, if you're tired, just go back to the hotel. I'll get with you later." And tried to come over that night. I wasn't gonna have him come over at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I believe it was like maybe 2 weeks later we ended up going out. About a week later we ended up going out on a date.
Okay. And are you attracted to him? Obviously, he's an attractive man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does he? Because a lot of people are saying that even we're being funny and having good fun on the show because of his way of being very charming. But I know that he's a nice looking man, and he obviously knows how to talk to women or make them feel a certain way. We see him doing that on the show.
Right.
What was it about Darius that made you fall? Because you obviously had to fall pretty quickly if this started in November 23.
I did, because I had met him. His birthday party was at the beginning of November. My birthday is November 28th. He was already he invited me to DC with his best friend. I think we left on like November 25th. So it was really quick. And he had brought me to DC and New York that weekend. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I want to know like because when people are saying that they don't believe someone, I think a lot of times when we're over somebody and they've done us wrong, we can forget like the happiness that we felt with them, right? So because that's not fun to think about, but I guess it does help to kind of show context of what did he do to make you feel special? What made you fall for him to where you would be willing to be with him so quickly?
Darius, honestly, I'm not even gonna, I'll just speak my truth. Darius was an amazing person to be with in the beginning. He charmed me. He was a gentleman to me. He opened my doors. Good morning, beautiful. He would check in on me when I called. He answered his phone. I know there's a little things that, but those are things that, like, dang, where did this guy come from? Is this too good to be true? Clearly it was. But I mean, Darius checked all the boxes in the beginning. Was he over the top with the furs and I mean, that was one of his first things. "I need to get you a fur." And he brought me to a fur place here in Detroit and got me a fur. And, so Darius, I had a lot of good times with Darius in the beginning. And I can't take that from him. He can be a really great person. But the reason he is the way he is because he's dealt with a lot of trauma himself. I'm almost 100% convinced of it. But also, I just don't feel like he's living who he really is, his true self. And his good qualities get sucked up with him being a con artist. So
if you could look back now, can you like pinpoint when was like the first 1 or 2 red flags looking back at it?
Yeah. Right after we got married, we were in a pretty heated argument about my hair. If you look in some of the videos, some of the pictures that you showed, my hair was a lot shorter than it is right now. He wanted to polish me, as he put it. He wanted to polish me. The video that I had spoke on, the leather closet video that we went viral on, unfortunately, people just went in on me. He used that video and the comments in that video to say, I love you, I care about you. I don't like how these people talked about you, so therefore I'm not ready to release you to the public until I can polish you. I should have seen that as a red flag right there. I didn't. But then it was me getting lip injections, me getting on like a workout plan.
And we're here from Detroit. Had to come show these guys some love right now in the leather closet. Y'all know what it is. Y'all see how fly you get. They know what they're doing all day. Hey.
Thank you guys. Thank you to Nicole. Thank you to Darius for driving all the way from Detroit. You guys are ready for that Detroit cold for sure.
Hey, thank you. It's good. It's good.
Absolutely. Thank you guys.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so
that's
the video. So from that, he used that as a manipulation technique. Hey, I'm not ready to release you to the public. And should I have thought better of myself at that point? I should have, but I think what people have to understand, if they understand the levels of domestic violence and domestic abuse and being with a narcissist, they will build you up just to tear you down. And that's what he used to do to me. And it was, you need the hair extensions. To this day, I have the hair extensions in. But that's just an example of where the red flags started coming in. He got on me about, he said, in Baltimore, you had a hair flip, you had the Whitney Houston going on with your hair, and you leaned on me drunk, and that's an embarrassment. And I stood up for myself at that point, like, you won't talk to me like that, you won't. But he would suck me in, and I fell for it.
Nicole, let's talk about you guys getting married, because a lot of people, because he's saying something so blatantly different.
Claims we were never even together. He hardly knew me.
Yeah, well, that's obviously not true. But how did he ask you to marry him? Was there a proposal? Was there a ring?
Yeah,
Was there a marriage certificate?
I think I might even have sent you a video. I'm pretty sure I sent you the video of after he had proposed to me. We got in the car and he was fixing the ring on my finger. I'm pretty sure I sent you that video. But yeah, he proposed to me, but it was always I've prayed for a woman like you to have it together financially and to just be on my level, and God sent you to me. It was stuff like that all the time that he would say to me. He proposed to me. We ended up getting married, and
where did you
there
guys
was red flags before us getting married that I didn't see, but it got worse after we got married.
Did you have a wedding? Did you guys just go to, and what day? What day did you guys get married, and where was this?
Okay, so we got married. So I'm not going to answer all of that because I have had people calling. I have some personal information on my marriage certificate. I don't really want it being looked up. I did send for it. When it does come, I'm going to release parts of it redacted. But we got married in Vegas. We went to Vegas and we got married in Vegas.
Now, hold on. Is this the video that you're talking about?
No, that's us at Poppy's Steak in Miami, I believe.
Okay. So
I could probably find it, Wilma.
Yeah, send it to me. But so you guys, he asked you to marry him, and then you guys go to Vegas. Does he ask you to marry? Is it like a spontaneous thing?
It was spontaneous. Yep.
Okay.
It was spontaneous, as was most things. We traveled a lot. In the beginning,
what is Darius doing when you guys, like, what is his job? How is he making money? How is he able to buy you a fur? Is that a G-Wagon in the background? How does he have the wherewithal to do all these things? What is he doing?
So the G-Wagon is actually, it was my vehicle.
Okay.
When I met him, all he had was a Lincoln that he calls a stinking Lincoln. I did purchase him a Porsche. It was a Porsche Cayenne or something like that. It was It's a Porsche, but it was like $10,000.
Okay. Did you purchase that after you guys got married?
No, I purchased it before.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nicole, I'm taking you know, from now on, you're part of this family now. So we ladies out there listening, we can
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't think there's anything wrong with tricking off on your man. I trick off on mine. Father's Day, I bought him a Harley Davidson. However, that was after he was my husband. But I do understand a lot of times when you're in love with somebody, and if he's buying you a fur, and he's doing things for you, it could feel like you're just being reciprocal.
Correct.
But what made you buy him the Porsche?
To tell you the truth, I don't know. There was such an instant connection between us. And, you know, it seemed like we were on the same wavelength. It seemed like we were going in the right direction of wanting to be married. He said he was looking for his queen. He was looking for someone to be married with and to have more kids with. We were going to have more kids, supposedly.
He have 4 kids then?
He has more than 4 kids.
How many children does he have?
That I know of. He's got, I found out about one recently that was born right before we got married.
This is alleged. This is alleged.
This is alleged.
Yeah.
Well, I did see the paternity test for that child, so I definitely know he at least has 5 kids. I know of another one that looks just like him. So I'm almost 99.9% sure that kid is his.
But when you guys got together, he at that point he told you he had 4.
Yep, 2 girls and 2 boys.
Did you have children?
Do I have children?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have children. Yeah.
How many children did you have when you guys got together?
So I have older kids that are out of the house. I have 3 that are out of the house, and then I have 1 in the house.
Okay, so you guys both had 4 children, and you were going to have more. And you guys, he said he wanted to have more children.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Sending you this video here too. Yeah, he said he wanted more children. I quickly, honestly realized that it's probably not someone I probably wanted to have more kids with. Or I was on the fence of having kids and not having kids. In the time that we were together, his kids were with us twice. His 2 boys were with us twice. And his interactions with his child's mother, they were less than favorable.
How many children's mothers did you see while you guys
out of the 4 that he claims, he's got 3.
3, okay. And did you meet any of them?
I was there when he picked up his 2 youngest boys before, because he had me sit in the car. There was some animosity between, I guess, the man that's helping raise his kids, which that mother, I have not talked to her, but she's doing an amazing job with her kids. And I kind of have to give her like a high five on that one because she's doing an amazing job with those kids with no help from him.
Okay. So again, so if he has a man with 4 children, that's able to buy fur and travel, what did you think that he was doing? Was he contributing? Was he doing things for you besides buying you the fur? Like how did you think he was making money and would be able to marry you and take care of you?
Great question.
Great question. Yeah, that is a great question. So in the beginning, he did financially pay for the trip to DC into New York. He did pay for the fur coat in New York that everyone was saying I bought. But after that, that's where it stopped. It was, hey, can I borrow $2,000? My money's tied up in this project. This check is going to take 10 days to clear. And it just went up after that, the amounts that he was asking for.
But did he, so what is that job? What is that profession?
So what he said is that he owned an AIDS clinic here in Detroit. He said that he owned several buildings. He said that he had owned a banquet hall. He said he was a photographer. Never claimed to me that he owned exotic cars. That's the new thing that he's pushing. Says he met with clients to take photos and stuff like that for Christmas, birthdays, and stuff like that. And he was an actor.
Now he is an actor because we do. Yeah. I have seen the movie. I've seen one of the movies when a woman's fed up.
Win-Win Setup, Rotten. There's another one. But so that's actually what he was saying he was making most of his money from. He said he made $50,000 off that birthday event, which was a lie. It was actually, so in Detroit, they have events and you can host your birthday at the event if you want. That's what it was. It wasn't his birthday party.
Right. Okay. So first of all, I want to play this video because Nicole has all her receipts. So I'll play this video and then let's continue talking.
Push it. Just push it past me.
So, you still want that yogurt or no?
Yes.
It's definitely putting a ring on your finger. It's definitely on the wedding finger. I mean, at the very least, it's an engagement ring. It's a huge. How many carats was that, Nicole? It was a big old. It was a huge rock. What was that?
I paid for it. It was.
I knew it.
Yeah. So, the original one that he got me, I don't think it was real. Yeah, I don't think it was real. But I'm well off. So I never really expected a man to take care of me.
Okay.
I'm very well off. I have my stuff together. So when I was looking for a relationship with someone, I wasn't necessarily looking for someone that could take care of me, but someone that could come in and just love me properly. And clearly that didn't happen with him. So yeah, I pay for my ring.
Okay. Let me, and I think this is important because this, our channel is to really help people. And all of us have done something that we look back and like, I shouldn't have done that. But I do think that a lot of times us as women, I will say, Nicole, it's not about a man taking care of you. I do think that when men, it shows their value. I think that's just how they're wired, right? So
right.
I think they're wired to, when they love and value something, they want to take care of it, even if the woman has everything, right?
Right.
So I think that a lot of times when we have things, we want to help, we want to be, but that is, so it's not like she's on an island by herself, right? I just want to make sure that we're saying that.
Yeah.
I have a question. Were there any drugs involved in the relationship?
Any drugs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
No. Okay. So this is all. Okay.
He doesn't even really. Darius doesn't even really. Darius drinks wine, and that's about it.
Yeah.
He doesn't smoke or anything like that. He doesn't.
Okay.
He doesn't do anything like that. No.
He seems very charming. So you are obviously gone. You are crazy in love, like Beyonce said. You are buying Porsches, buying your own rings. What is Darius giving you that is making
nothing? In the beginning,
he has to be giving. No. I'm saying, like, personality wise, is he making you feel beautiful? Is he making you value? Yeah.
No, like I said, the first 3 months, especially the first 3 months, it was, it was like we were on a reality dating show. Like, how people go on The Bachelor and they're going on vacations and they're doing this and they're doing that. And that was literally the first 3 months. We were doing everything together. It was, you're the woman of my dreams. You're the woman I've prayed for. My mom would love you. His mom's passed away. She seems like an amazing person. And I see someone putting the eggplant emoji on there, but no, that wasn't it. That was definitely not it.
I was gonna say, now sometimes that does cause us to lose our way.
No, that was not it.
But it had to be good for you to be. Come on.
No, and I don't take that from him at all. But I see now, looking back, it was part of his master plan.
Yeah.
It was, I'm going to make her feel good about herself. I know she has money. I know she's successful. I'm going to make her feel good about herself. I thought he had money because he was paying for stuff in the beginning, but I now know it was another woman's money that he was using.
Miss Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Nicole, I got a question.
Sure.
And here's the thing, because I noticed you said you went to DC, you went to New York, and he paid for those trips. How many times in that space did you spend time in Detroit and then the places he hung out and the places he went? And there's a reason why I'm asking you that. Was there any of, like, okay, he was introducing you to his friends going to the restaurants he goes to in Detroit? Was there any of that in the first 3 months?
So no, so he has this thing where he will not date in Detroit.
This is
He
that.
will not date in Detroit. Now the friends, yes. So actually on that trip, his best friend of 20 years, amazing person. I'm great friends with her to this day. She no longer speaks to him because of how he treated me. And she said at the end of the day, she's told him I'm a woman's woman and I see what you did to this woman. And I can't support that. I can't support that and be who I am and be true to myself. So yeah, so we actually went to DC with her on that trip.
But this is a female. What about his male friends? I think that's what Mo is speaking about, right, Mo?
Well, he could probably introduce him to his male friends, but what I'm saying is a lot of guys, especially the con artists, like even when guys cheat, a lot of guys cheat where they're not going to be, they'll cheat in a space they're never in.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to bump into anyone. So when DC, he's going to New York, he can move freely. He doesn't have to look over his shoulder, someone spot him. That's why I was kind of going with that.
No, 100%. He made it very clear that he was not looking to date in Detroit in the beginning. So we hung around my friends. My businesses are in the Lansing area. So we hung around my friends, all in that area. They were around him all the time. But if we dated in Detroit, it was like Royal Oak. It was like the outskirts of Detroit. It wasn't actually
bingo.
Which led to I don't know if I'm getting off track, but right down to my cars. He would go out, I would stay home. He would go out with my cars. I have a Rolls Royce, I have a G-Wagon, I had a BMW i8 at the time, which is like most people don't have those. It looks like a Batmobile. The doors come up on it. I was not. He told me you cannot drive those in Detroit. I don't want you driving those. And when he found out I was driving in downtown Detroit with them, I mean, it turned into an argument.
But he was driving them.
Oh yeah, he was driving them. And he had me convinced that he just got cast on some, I think it was called the Dirty D. I think it was the Dirty D. He was cast on the Dirty D, and he had me convinced that the producer of the show had a thing for him, and if she found out that he was actually married, that he'd lose his position on the Dirty D. He even showed me, I think his name is like GMAC Cash or something like that. He showed me a video of them filming with him in it, and he's like, look babe, you can't say anything. I'm making $50,000 off of this. If you say anything, I'm going to lose this role. So as the good wife, very naive, I sat there and I stayed in my place and I didn't say anything.
Now, that's not a good thing.
I know it's not. But at the time I thought it was.
Nicole, do you guys have a traditional marriage? Like once you guys get married in Vegas, you come back to Michigan. Does he move in with you? Do you move in with him? Where are you guys living? Are you guys living together? Where are the children? Like, what is the everyday lifestyle that you guys started after you were married look like?
So I actually own a house where my business is in Lansing. I'm a very big part of my business. So I would spend half the week in the Lansing area. He would come there and spend time with me. We would be here. To be honest with you, the house was supposedly his house. Supposedly he let his sister live in it, and it got into the deplorable condition that it was in. So I put a lot of money into redoing the house, and the goal was we were supposed to sell it. But most of the time when I was in Detroit, if I did stay there sometimes, but if I had my daughter, it was the east side of Detroit, I wouldn't have her there. So I would stay at a hotel sometimes.
Would he stay with you?
Yes. Yep.
So did you ever see paperwork to prove that he actually did own this house that you were paying money to renovate?
So no, I did not. And one day, a guy showed up and he was mowing a lawn and he came knocking on the door. Darius had not came home that night and he said, I need the rent money. And I said, the rent money? And so I said something to Darius like, hey, some guy came looking for $500 in rent money. Oh yeah, during the COVID, I needed a hard loan on the house or something like that. So I got a loan, so I just have to, it's a land contract, I have to pay him off. I didn't think anything of it because people do that. But then my attorney started to get suspicious of him, and we looked at the tax deed of the property, and the person that owned the property contacted them. They said no, they had just rented it for a very long time.
Okay. How long were you guys married before he tells you that he wants to go on a dating show and you guys break up? Give us the timeline.
July, I think it was like beginning of July, well, no, it was right before we went to New Hampshire to see my family. So yeah, beginning of July, tabled the conversation at that point because I learned through the time that we had gotten married that arguments quickly turned into like really super heated arguments, and I just had to be the bigger person sometimes, table it and go back and talk to him about it at a different time, maybe when my child wasn't around. So I didn't want to wreck really the family vacation that we went to New Hampshire and to Maine. And when we got back, that's when there was some conversation about it. Then I caught him at the it's like a Pop That Balloon event where they had the red balloon. Walked into one mic and saw him talking about how he was looking for his queen. Well, maybe king. He was looking for his queen, and we ended up into a pretty heated argument in downtown Detroit about that. And it was at that point I was done.
So how long were you guys married? Months?
We were married for 5 months before, well, no longer than that, because we filed for an annulment. So technically we weren't married, if you want to be technical about it, because
What grounds? Because I know annulment's not.
what grounds? Oh, I wish I had that. I had a house fire, so I don't have like a lot of my documentation. But in the annulment, the judge was snarky towards him, and the judge was like, well, Mr. Blackman, it looks like in your financial affidavit that they granted it based on the grounds of misrepresentation of financial assets. So the judge was like, well, Mr. Blackman, it looks like the only thing you have is a bridge card a bridge card's an EBT card, a bridge card in a Medicaid case, and a back child support case. So that's
okay. So the marriage, you get the annulment. At what point do things become very, very toxic between you guys? And we know that you're alleging that there were some incidents of DV, and I have some text messages here that you shared with me. What happens? How does it go from being we're together, he's love bombing, he's going to New Hampshire, to visit your family, see right here, to you guys actually going back and forth, and him saying that you're a stalker, and the pictures that I have also of bruises and bloody hand. Like, how do we get from there to here?
So he did that to me. He did well, how do we get to where we're at right now?
Well, I'm trying to figure out, when did things start to become toxic to where there was physical violence, and to the point where now he's saying that you guys were not even, he doesn't even really, you're a stranger to him, and saying
the physical. So the mental abuse was there before the physical was. He put his hands on me twice. The first time was I came home early from a business trip in New York, and I walked through the front door, and he was underneath the blankets with his so-called cousin on the couch. Yeah. And
you guys married, as you guys are still married?
Yeah, we were married at that point. Yep. She, I think, exited the front. She wasn't there when everything popped off. I slammed my hand on the table. I broke something. My daughter started crying, and I felt horrible at that point. I went and sat down on the couch. He was just enraged that I had broke his gold platter, and he tripped over. I think he tripped over a cord to like when you do interviews and stuff like that, it's like a little circle light. He tripped over to the cord to that. He came at me and punched me in my shoulder. He claims he was trying to punch the couch. Claims that I flinched into him when he punched me, which when you're flinching away from somebody or someone's going to punch you, you don't flinch into their punch. So after that, I want to say that might have been before Mother's Day, because I think I didn't talk to him for a week or two. And he convinced me that he didn't mean to punch me.
when he did that, what do you do after that? He punched, you guys have this physical altercation. Do you tell somebody? Do you took pictures? Because I have picture.
Yeah, so I actually sent you the pictures, and I actually sent you like with the location on them. That day he didn't actually, after that I did try to call the police that day, and he had me trapped in the back bedroom. My daughter was with me, so I really didn't cut up as some people are like, you should have fought him. I couldn't do that with my kid there.
Who said that?
Just people commenting, yeah.
That
So that's
is
why the
not.
pictures that I showed you, the pictures
Yeah.
I originally showed you, they were around the location of our house in Detroit. And then I finally made it back to Lansing later on that night, and there's timestamp on that.
So this is May 8th. I'm looking at the picture. I don't want to post this picture because I just
of addresses, yeah.
Yeah, it's just I don't want to post this picture, but it does show domestic violence. It does show a lot of bruising in your shoulder, breast area, and this is on Wednesday, May 8th of 2024. And I do see the location here. She did send me the screenshot of that. There's also another. What is this photo here of like the balloons and all that stuff? The balloons and
Oh, that's okay. So I sent that as like a reference in case, it links. That's the location of his house. He shows the background of his house. So this is the same location of that. That was him apologizing to me for hitting me that day.
So this is May 13th. So there's
after
balloons, there's a card. Thinking of you, some Stella Rose.
I think it was Mother's Day. Honestly, I think
I was gonna say, was this Mother's Day? Because
I think that's when, after he had hit me, I think I didn't talk to him, and then he begged me to come down for Mother's Day.
Okay. The second incident. What caused that? The second physical altercation that you guys had.
The second physical altercation was, he didn't hit me, but he did. He kind of like put his arm around me from the back. I was trying to get the rest of my stuff out of the house. I didn't have much there, but I did have some stuff there. And he wanted my phone. He wanted to get into my phone. I told him if he didn't let me out of the house, I was going to call 911. And
why did he want to keep your phone?
He was convinced I was cheating on him. That goes back to, he stole my car after we had broke up. I told him I was leaving him. He ended up getting my car from the car dealership. He would not give my car back to me. The police wouldn't do anything about it because they said it was a civil issue because we're married. So they said they couldn't help me. So I posted the car on Stolen Cars Detroit. People told me where it was almost immediately. He ditched the car at a gas station, and then he sat around the corner and waited for me to pick it up.
And this was the Rolls Royce.
Yeah, I had a male friend drop me off to get the car, and he called me freaking out like, I see your boyfriend just dropped you off. You've been cheating on me this whole time. Wasn't even the case. I was not cheating on him. So after that, I did go to the house to try to get some of my stuff, but that's what he was trying to go through my phone to see if I had been cheating on him.
Was this place?
What?
Was the place that he was staying in Detroit, was it furnished?
Was it furnished?
Yes.
Yes and no. When I got there, we threw the furniture away, and then he found some cheap furniture on Facebook Marketplace, like a red couch. It was a couple $100s. He got it off of Marketplace.
I see that. I see that here. I just want to read this. This text message that she has. Nicole, I mean, it's very sad. I hate hearing this because I feel bad for you.
Absolutely.
But I also feel like these type of things are happening in relationships all the time. So it's not like we can't talk about stuff like this. But I will say to those, because we do know that this is her side of the story, but I do see a text message here that says, take the post down and then we can talk. And then you say, B, I don't want to talk to you. Are you effing stupid? He says, I'm sorry for what I did. Take it down. I'll make a post that I was picking it up for you and that you did not know. This will destroy my celebrity status. I gave you the Rolls Royce back. You cheated on me. So obviously he did think you were cheating on him. is saying he is acknowledging that he gave the Rolls Royce back. And then you say, you sound stupid. I'm posting this too. Stop using women. And then he says, did you forget who my family is? The feds and BMF.
Oh, I see my ex-husband's ex-wife is on here.
He says the feds and BMF. Post that and see what happens to you. I'm a celebrity and actor, and everyone is always telling me how great I am.
Yeah.
Do you think I care what a bunch of no-name hoes in a he sis group has to say about me? I'm assuming that's the Facebook group.
It was hey sis or something. Hey sis, are we dating the same man? Yeah.
He says they would all be in line to suck my eggplant if I let them. He says the bees I went to school with are trying to suck my eggplant. And then she says, bye, Darius. I'll see you in court. I mean, this is, text. Okay. So definitely sounded like a threat. Mo, I don't know that if we should be concerned.
I'm not.
You're not concerned about BMF?
No, because listen, a lot of people from unfortunately, there are a lot of people that pull that card, right?
Yeah.
And it's just to even say that at this point is just ridiculous. And it's a threat. That's all it is. I wouldn't be concerned.
Yeah, I was being facetious, but I think that he was trying to scare you.
Yep.
Let me ask you this. So how did you start? How did you get involved with the Facebook groups and posting about things after the show comes on? You guys are obviously in a volatile place. Does he still have any of your possessions?
He has a Mercedes that I'm working with Secretary of State because I have the bill of sale for that, but my name was never on the title for that.
His name on the title?
Yeah, somehow he got his name on the title. I don't know how. We went to Chicago to buy the car. Bill of sale went in my name. I purchased the car. It was a very hot day. He said, hey, go sit in the car, babe. It's hot out. I'll take care of the rest. Actually handed me the title to the car when it came in the mail. I never opened it. And I had a house fire now, so I don't have the title. But yeah, I don't know how my name, I went down to get another copy of the title and Secretary of State told me my name was not on it. So I did provide them with the bill of sale. So they're working on getting my name put on it, but I think he's tried to sell it since then.
Now, he still you obviously if you bought the Porsche for him as a gift, then that belongs to him, correct?
Yeah, no, he can have that. I bought that for him as a gift.
Okay. I believe that Darius is here, and we are just journalists doing our job.
Bring him on.
We are talking with. Well, I'm not going to bring him on here tonight.
Oh, okay.
I'm open to have him on, but not tonight, because that would just be toxic, and I don't want that to be toxic. So that's why I don't want to do that. I want you to be able to tell your story, and then if he wants to come on and tell us his, we're happy to do that. But I will say, whoever comes on, just be willing to be honest, because it's obvious that you guys know each other, because we see lots of proof, right? But I don't want you guys just arguing back and forth on our channel.
Right.
So, okay, how do we start posting and get involved? Because you also told me that there were some other women that also had experienced some similar issues to you with him using them and things like that. How do we get there?
So they actually reached out to me. The two women that I think I had sent you, they reached out to me first. They were like, hey, because I never spoke out about Darius until Darius started messing with me and like stealing my wine from the wine club, going to the country club, using my resources, calling my friends. So my whole thing was if Darius doesn't want me to keep talking out about him, and I've said it several times because I have moved on, I am remarried. If Darius doesn't want me to keep talking about him, all he's got to do is stop trying to swindle me out of what's mine. I have the video of him going to the wine club on a date with a woman, taking what I rightfully paid for. And we wouldn't even be at this point right now if he would just stop. There also is another case where we were in the G-Wagon and he was driving in South Rockwood. I think it was South Rockwood. We were going to Baltimore and he got pulled over and gave them someone else's name, got a speeding ticket in that person's name, told me he took care of it. He never did. So now I'm dealing with that because the car that he was driving was registered in my name, and there's an open court case for that as well. So
That's a speeding ticket.
yeah, but they're trying to get him with a felony lying to a police officer now, giving a false ID. So that is something that is, I just talked to the sheriff's department and the prosecutor's office today on that.
Susie, you're married again. You're married again. So, okay.
I am.
You guys, last year, this is 2025, 2024, you guys split in June or July. You meet someone and get married, and then how does that, you guys are done? And then when did you meet someone else and move forward and get married again?
So the person I'm with now, I've been friends for a long time with him.
Okay.
And I do want to leave him out of this as much as possible because although he supports me, this is getting to be a bit too much for him.
Yeah,
because now I have people going to his page, inboxing him. There's one lady that's actually on this live right now that she wants to talk about me being a stalker. She's been nonstop for 10 years. Yeah.
Stalking who? You?
Yeah. Yeah. And she's on here commenting right now. And she can get a restraining order on there again if she wants.
I'm gonna take the chat off. I just don't want this. I don't want it to be messy. Let's take the chat off.
But Mr. Cole, is this the fellow that was with you when you went to go pick up the Rolls Royce?
The fellow that was with me when I went to go pick. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
But I was not with him at that time.
Okay.
I didn't start dating him until later.
Okay. So why, in your opinion, do you think Darius is referring to you as a stalker? Why is he saying, because he's saying that you guys were not.
I don't know, because the other person, there's the actual head person of the Facebook group. She talked to him and I said, so when's the last time he says that I've actually spoken with him? And he said it's been almost 2 years. It's been less than 2 years. It's probably been about 18 months. I don't contact Darius. I don't call him. I don't call his friends. I don't do nothing but speak out about the shit that he does to me.
Yeah. Well, someone said she was cheating, but this text message from him allegedly says you were cheating on me. So obviously that is proof that there was some type of relationship. Because I've never said, Mo, you were cheating on me, because we're friends. There's no relationship. So I would never accuse him of cheating on me. So that's obviously proof that there was some type of relationship if there's allegations of cheating. So let's move to the show. The show starts. I saw some of your posts on the Facebook page. There was some suggestions that you may have purchased some of the things that we've seen on the show, namely the fox, the fox that I did say does resemble, which Sugar Pie was very unhappy about that.
You know what's crazy is my poodle, actually disappeared. So when I seen that on the show, I had a toy poodle that actually went missing in the time that we were together. But it was actually a fox. I purchased it from like Alibaba, AliExpress, or something like that.
Why are y'all purchasing these furs from these cheaper furs? What is happening? What is what is going on? Because I see. Hold on.
He would send me the links. Someone actually posted something on my page today of me telling Darius I can't do this anymore. And then the link was something from Temu. And I laughed. All I could do was chuckle because I'm like, this is perfect. This is exactly what this man did. I would sit there, I would go off on him, tell him I'm done. And then he would come back and say, I'm sorry, or here, get this fake jewelry off of Temu because everything he has on is fake. Or get this fox. We went to Disney, I kid you not. We went to Disney and he had that white, yes, there we go, right there.
That is the fox. I did not even, Mo, did you see that? There's the fox.
Now.
There he is.
That flew off of his neck on Space Mountain. I'm telling no lie.
Are y'all seeing that? I didn't even see that. And I take Disney seriously. You don't do that at the Magic Kingdom, okay?
I tell you, some of the kids were like, is that real? And then he would like make it talk with its mouth.
All right, Nicole. So I have this receipt here. It says, hi, Nicole, your order is being shipped. It says new winter men chinchilla Real Rex rabbit fur coat.
it's
And it is $538.
not bad.
So the story behind that was that it was actually, there was a music video.
Blow it
There
up
was
so
a
y'all can
music
see.
video that was
Bam.
being shot with a Rolls Royce. There was a music video. Oh, someone said it's fake. I should actually pull it up. Hold on. Since they said it's fake, I'm going to pull it up on my email right
They
now.
said they said new winter men chinchilla real Rex rabbit.
Hold on. I'm going to pull it up. Since they said it was fake and it was photoshopped, let's do this.
It's not
It's on
Photoshop, guys.
eBay.
And this is.
Hold on. eBay, here we go, right? Can you see my phone? Hold on. So eBay, let's see.
So this is this a gently used fur?
Look, eBay.
There it
On
is.
my see that? It's not photoshopped, so whoever says it's photoshopped.
Is it a gently used fur?
So, yeah, that's definitely from 11/22 of 23.
Yes. And then here's that poor fur, that poor fox, winter warm large real fox fur collar. And this is the poor animal.
Yeah.
I've never seen, but and this was $69.82.
Yeah.
And this was January 2024.
Correct.
My God. And this is Alibaba.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So did you get sucked into the fur affinity?
Yeah, so the fur wasn't actually even for him to begin with. The fur was for a music video that was being shot with the car. Mm-hmm. He ended up taking the fur and wearing it. A lot of people have said, "Oh, it's okay. He rocked the fake fur." But anybody from Detroit, I mean, I probably would wear I wouldn't wear a fake chinchilla. Would I wear like a faux fur or something like that? 100%. But most people in Detroit, most men in Detroit would never be caught dead wearing a rabbit chinchilla fur coat. That's just what it is.
Rex.
I mean, you ask any man in Detroit that wears fur and you ask them if they're going to wear it, they're just not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
That's a fact.
That's okay. But this is wild because he's had a fur on every episode. Do you know where those furs come from? Is it one place?
Yeah, no, I can shout out to Leather Closet in New York.
Shout
out to Leather Closet in New York. Yeah, that's where most of them came from.
Okay. What? So let's talk about this going back and forth. You said that you were fine. And I just want to ask you, I know that you're married, and I feel for your husband because I cannot imagine if this was reversed, wanting to hear about my spouse's past relationship. That would be very difficult. So I know, tell him we said thank you for allowing you to chat with us and not be upset. But I'm sure he's sick of hearing about it. But you see Darius on Ready to Love. You know that sometimes there was a little bit of overlap at the very least. Does it hurt your feelings to where you kind of speak out on social? Why did you speak out on social in the groups and start to expose him?
Yeah, so there's a couple of reasons. So no, it does not hurt my feelings. I'm past that point in my healing journey.
Okay.
The biggest thing I think is I don't feel like the show properly vetted him. Mm-hmm. I used to work in reality TV. You said you work with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. One of my really, 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 really good friends is a publicist for, a lot of famous people. Mm-hmm. Who I actually introduced, and they knew something was off about him. Mm-hmm. And I think my biggest thing is here we are putting this man on a dating show. Some of these women are successful. Mm-hmm. And I think the stereotype is that he was using a white woman. It's not just me. Darius doesn't discriminate who he uses. Mm-hmm. He had a woman before me that very, very, very successful. Mm-hmm. She owns a beauty mall, very successful woman. He used her. I think I even sent you the statement of what she had posted on a public forum about how she felt for, what I was going through. Mm-hmm. And so me speaking out was kind of to warn women about what he does. He will love bomb you. He will make you feel great about yourself. He will tell you you're his queen. You're who he's prayed for. He's been waiting for God to send you to him. and this is what Darius does. If I could save one person, which I have because someone has messaged me that they stopped dating him, but if I can just put out there my experience and what I've been through, so he doesn't do this to someone else, then I have no regrets.
Let me ask you this, because I do think that as women, and whoever, not even just women, but I speak to women because I'm a woman. You have to look back on it and say, okay, it feels like the relationship was very skewed towards making him happy. Because even like I said, my husband could not come in the house and tell me that he's going on he's not even going to say that to me.
Right.
You're not going to say it because
right.
As a husband or even as a boyfriend, first of all, they don't want to hurt you. Anyone that loves you doesn't want to hurt you. And there's just not the type of dynamic to where it's all about him. It's he's about me and I'm about him. So I feel like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like from what you're saying, you guys got together and you were really, it was a lot of help for him. You wanted him to be, he was an actor, it just feels like a lot of things were skewed to where you were trying to help him. Anytime you buy a man a Porsche, that means you really want him to be happy.
Right.
I don't know. Do you feel like he contributed back into pouring into you? It feels like he was doing a lot of pouring. Okay.
No. So at that point, I fell for his sob story. He said that his ex-girlfriend had stolen his mansion from him. He lost all of his money. She took his Mercedes Benz, and here I was ignoring all the red flags. And I did help him out. I helped him out a lot, and
you wanted to help him because you saw potential.
I saw potential. He told me he had these projects going on that he never had going on. I believed him. I mean, he brought me to this building on Jefferson. I think it was like the old Coco's Comedy Club. He had the keys to get in it. We went in it. We toured it. It was tore up on the inside. He said that it was about to sell. He would get a lot of money out of it. It was in a great area. I soon learned that he doesn't own that building either. It's just all the lies. I believe them. People are saying I wouldn't even give my man $20. Well, guess what? We're in a different mind frame. We're in a different tax bracket, because when I'm with somebody, if my husband, although he hadn't poured back into me at that point, I thought he was being genuine with me, and I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
I wanted a partner to grow with, to be successful with, and I truly thought that's what I had in him in the beginning, and I soon learned that it was just all a dupe.
Yeah. And I think, that we hear so many people saying, oh, women are just gold diggers and women don't care about anything but money. But there are some women out there, obviously Nicole is an example, that are not just looking for a man with money, want to help, and are, and I think sometimes people play on that, maybe the fact that the person, wants to help. I'm going to read these text messages. Again, this is all alleged. We don't know. I don't know who this person is, so I can't, especially with them. This is just, it is something that they posted on a public page, so that's why I can read it. But I don't know these people. I haven't vetted these comments, so I just want to say that first. This person, this young lady, says, and I'm reading text messages from Facebook. I've only heard of him being physically abusive to women. He used to date my cousin's friend, gave her hell, kicked in her doors, and tried to beat her. She has it on tape. And then someone else says, this is all I've ever heard about him. Another lady says, he is definitely bi and lives off women, mastermind of playing games and manipulating his victims, charming and easy on the eyes, but a demon, red flags from the gloss on his lips. Ladies, be aware of him being a leech. That is on Facebook, which is a public page. So there's those are women that are speaking out because of what you have said. How can this end with you and him going back and forth? Can you just share that so that we, I'm sure he's listening, so we can, hopefully you guys can come to a place where you can go on with your husband and be happy. And move on and do what he's doing.
So like I said, I think people think that I talk about this nonstop all the time. I don't. I definitely have my day of being petty, like a week ago, because I was just so pissed. I got my bill, and I'm just sick of him using my resources. If he would stop calling my friends. He called my friend while she was at my house. If he would stop doing that and try to portray me as being such a bad person when I've sat back and I haven't said anything for so long, I wouldn't even speak if he wouldn't do what he's doing. So some people are like, well, when are you going to stop, or when is this going to end? It will end when Darius stops with his bullshit. That's when it will end. And if Darius wants to keep talking, I have nothing to lose. I'll speak back out against him. He says, I'm talking to legal people and this and that. Another thing, he might want to get with the state about his food stamp fraud and all that, because they recently, someone said that I was under investigation. No, they definitely came and talked to me about him getting food stamps while we were married. And I provided them, and I'll provide you guys with it too. Just the Cash App transactions was enough to send him over the legal limit for food stamps. So they are seeking felony charges on him for welfare fraud, for Medicaid, and for food stamps.
Jesus help us. I'm surprised that people are still getting food stamps with this administration in office.
100%. And, and people say, well, who would give someone that much money? I thought, and that's what people don't understand. I thought I was pouring into my relationship with my husband and growing with my husband. This is not just some random guy I have no relationship with that I'm giving money to. He's telling me all this stuff that's not true. He's bringing me to buildings saying they're about to sell. So this right here is Darius Blackman. It says right here, Empire Lounge, and look at that amount, $37,000. That's just through Cash App. So
what is this? What are we looking at? He's getting paid through Cash App that amount.
This is money that he says he never had a relationship with me. He never had anything with me.
You sent that much money to him?
This is just through Cash App. Never mind the $100,000 he still owes me as well. So,
Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. What was that money for? What was that $37,000 for?
That's for money that he said that he needed for projects that he was doing. He would always tell me, oh, I have this.
And how, over what period of time did you send him $37,000?
That was between, we were only together from November until July, so 9 months.
Okay,
and that's just in Cash App. Never mind the money he got in person. Never mind the car that I bought. And I'm not looking for sympathy from anybody. I'm not looking for sympathy.
Right.
I'm coming with my receipts. This man is saying, never mind having a marriage with me. This man is saying he never had a relationship with me, which is not true.
Yeah.
Completely not true.
There's obviously a relationship. I don't know what, and there was obviously a relationship that was romantic, because you don't take pictures like this with someone that you're not in a romantic relationship with. Where is $100,000 coming from?
So like I said, he would ask me in the beginning, he would ask me for, hey, can I borrow 5,000? Can I borrow 2,000? Can I borrow, can I, I just need it until my money comes in from this project I just did. He was convincing me, now that I've been in Detroit and I am who I'm with who I'm with. He was telling me he was getting $10,000 to do, to host different events in Detroit. I was believing him.
Okay. Looking back on this, because did you tell him at one point, or was he just noticing? Because I'm wondering, why would he even think that he could keep borrowing that amount of money from you? Did you tell him, because one of my guy friends, I have a lot of guy friends, this young lady tells him, hey, I've got $500,000 in the camera. And I was like, why would you ever tell a man that you have $500,000 in the bank? Did you tell him you had this huge number that he just kept chipping away at?
He knew I did, because he was with me almost every single day. Business meetings that I was going to, he was right there by my side. I had owned a salon at that point. He told me at that point, his ex's salon, he tried to convince me that he made it into what it was. He redid it. He built it up for her. So at that point, he was giving me advice on what I should do with the salon. Should I sell it? Should I keep it? What I should do? So, he was there. Every business decision I was making at that point, he was there. He was there when I was doing my billing for my home care agency. He knew what was coming in. So he would borrow money. I thought he was using it for whatever he said he was going to use it for, and then he would pay it back. So he kept building up that trust where it was, okay, this time it's 5,000, this time it's 6,000. It would be paid back. And then in the end, we were going around looking for abandoned churches that he was going to buy and turn into like a nightclub slash venue center.
Mm-hmm. Looking back on it, do you think that you were his sugar mama?
Oh, 100%. 100%. And people can laugh about it, they can joke about it.
No, it's
That was never my intention being with him. Me giving was me blindly giving into a situation that was clearly he was just trying to con me out of some money.
Yeah.
But 100%. And
but you looking back on it, and I'm glad that you're in a good place now. Looking back on it, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming that the reason that you were open to doing those things for him has more to do with you than it does about him. Because I just can't imagine him being that slick. I think that a lot of times we want love and we want this fairy tale. And so we're willing to go against our own better judgment. Because I know your inner Nicole at some point had to be like, girl, what are we doing? But then the other side, we want to be loved, probably was pushing through. But looking back on that, what do you think the weakness in you was that made you open to being conned by him?
I mean, self-love, self-esteem, it wasn't there. I had been through a series of bad relationships.
Did you tell him about that?
Yeah, I did. Being vulnerable with him. So he knew, I went through hell and back. Like I went through it. I had a series of bad relationships, and here's Prince Charming ready to sweep me off my feet, wants to be married, wants everything that I want.
Yeah.
And I believed him.
I saw in another interview where you were saying when you initially met him, you were a little heavier. Do you think that played a part in it?
Oh, I mean, so I don't want to say yes, but I believe so, yes. Because, I think the stereotype is that women that are heavier have low self-esteem. I don't think that's the key. I can't speak for everybody because someone did get on me about that. Well, I'm heavy and I don't have low self-esteem, so I don't think that's appropriate for you to say that. And I said, well, you know what? I'm sorry if I offended you, but that was the case with me.
Right.
I was in a marriage for a long time. I'm great friends with him now. But it took us a while to get to where we're at, to where we can co-parent together. But he did not treat me well at all. And I dealt with that for years with him too. My daughter passed away during so my daughter passed away during my marriage to him. And it wasn't great. And the girl that's on so it wasn't great. So, I went from that to another bad relationship, and then here I meet Prince Charming. And looking back on it, my ex-husband, who did treat me like shit, has been, he's done a lot of therapy within himself. And we are great friends today. My husband now and him, we're great friends. We co-parent. But he's even came and apologized to me. Like, I never should have done you like that. Like, you were really pouring into me. You're a great woman, but you have to watch out for these men out here because I know who I used to be and I know how I preyed on you.
Yeah. I'm glad that he did that. Man, first of all, I just want to say our condolences. Thank you. The self-esteem, I think everybody suffers from that. Even people that don't look like they do, right? But losing a child, I was telling a friend of mine recently, I don't think there's anything more devastating. Losing your parents is a devastating thing, but your child is different because that's not that's not how it's supposed to go. And so that I would assume that the grief, there's been a lot of talk about how grief plays into how we and how we look for love. And I think that had to play some part into this, Nicole. Just having that type of grief and not knowing where to put it and finding some place to put it that felt safe, right?
Yeah.
I would say to you, I appreciate you coming on and being as honest and open as you have been.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's not easy because, people are going to be judgmental. But my advice to you would be, and I know this, you may not agree with me right now, but when you go back and think about it, you may be like, okay, Crystal could be right, but you probably won't agree with me right now. My advice to you as an older sister to a younger sister would be to let this go, regardless, because he may not stop, you know what I mean? But you have a loving relationship right now. You have children, you have family, you are successful. And whenever you are speaking about someone else and the negativity, the energy doesn't have any opportunity to do anything but come back towards you, right?
Right.
Because that's just the law of nature. So sometimes being the bigger person is not about being the bigger person or letting someone get over on you. It really is just about, I've got other stuff to do. Girl, you are inspired. The fact that you've been able to have all these businesses and do all that in the midst of going through hurtful heartbreak and then losing, a child, is you are better than you think you are. Like, that is crazy that you've been able to do that. That's admirable. You do not have time to be going back and forth with your ex.
Correct.
You don't. And you want to start getting positive energy coming back to you. So I would just say, my advice is go write everything that has happened down, burn it, and let this go. Because it is not bringing you anything but negative energy. And he will, deal with himself when that time is. But sometimes you have to create your own closure. And I had a really bad marriage. I had to create my own closure. You should never give someone else the power to affect your life. So when I say, Nicole, when will this stop? And you say, when he does, that's giving someone else your control. So don't ever give someone else the ability to, put you in a good space or a bad space. You have to take control of your own life. Mo, what would you say as a man that, listening to this?
Ooh, man. I at the end of the day, I do agree with Crystal, but I think she has open situations that are in legal hands right now. And let the system do what it's supposed to do. I do agree with Crystal. You have a birthday coming up I want to say happy birthday coming up for you.
I just had my birthday, November 28th.
Oh, you just?
Yeah.
I think that, the universe will deal with him. It might be a tough thing. You do have a husband, and I know he doesn't, no man wants to constantly hear about or be thrown in his face. And I'm not saying you do it, but it's social media and everything about right? So I would take Crystal's advice and take a deep breath and let the universe handle it. Let the law handle it. It seems like you got things in motion already. Let that do what it's supposed to do and live your life, man. You came a long way from shelter this and not a long period of time. It sounds long, but when you said the date until now, I think you said it was less than 8 years ago, correct?
That my daughter passed away?
No, from when you were in the shelter.
Yeah, that it all happened back to back. I lost everything because I was in the hospital with her.
See?
And
look, now you'll never hear from your daughter. I get that part. But what I'm saying, you have another husband now.
Yeah.
Move forward with your life, man. Really, really move forward with your life. Whatever's supposed to happen to him will happen. Trust me.
Yeah. And I think it's, sometimes lessons are expensive.
Woo.
But it's not, as long as you have an opportunity to move forward, it hasn't cost you your life.
There you go.
So, what advice, I know the chat is coming in. I didn't want to disable it because we do have a lot of people that are part of this chat that are positive. Thank you, Edna. And it's just a part of how we do the channel. So I didn't want to hamper that, but I also don't want you to be obsessed with it. If you could look back on yourself, back when you first went to that birthday party, what advice would you give that girl? What would you tell her if you could somehow go back and talk to her right now?
Probably there is an automatic red flag that he I went to an event that wasn't what he said it was. What he said it was.
Mm.
He said it was just his birthday party.
Mhm.
I got there, it definitely was. It was definitely like a fur coat, Detroit party, black party. And it was just something that he was having his birthday party at. I guess he had a fashion show there that night as well.
Mhm. A lot of people have thrown around the term narcissist and in a bad way, but a lot of times, and I don't know if that's what this is, but it just, a lot of times people have a lot to say about the after effects. But I think that we have to realize that when people are able to do stuff like this, it's because they do have a lot of good points as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so I think that if you could look back on some of the things that he said to you or some of the ways that he made you feel, like when you mentioned him, you know, kind of giving you the advice after you guys were, you know, went viral. Can you now see that that was not necessarily that, like you said, that was him trying to
Manipulate and control the situation. And I just, in his statement that he put out, at the end of it, he says, I don't authorize anyone to speak on my behalf, meaning he doesn't want any of you guys talking to me. He doesn't authorize it. And that's just another form of manipulation and control that he tries to go for. I mean, him telling me that was him manipulating me by telling me, hey, you're not ready to be released to the public yet. You're not polished. Let me polish you. Let me do this. Let me do that. So some of the commentary I did put on my Facebook that ended up being put on these profiles and stuff like that, it was joking around. My husband thought it was funny. We all thought it was funny because it's something we laughed about with, you know, look at this fur coat, it's fake. And I never thought it would blow up to what it did today. I don't know. I there were so many red flags. I have been in therapy. There's a lot of work I've had to do with myself, with this relationship and past relationships. There's someone on here saying a whole bunch of stuff about me, which is fine. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect whatsoever. I've never claimed to be perfect. Has somebody filed a PPO on me before because I went crazy after my daughter died and banging on the door trying to get my husband to come home? Absolutely. I absolutely did that. So for her to be on here, it's a little triggering for me right now that she's actually on here.
What handle is that so I can kick them out?
It's Danielle Woods. Yeah, Danielle Woods.
All right. I don't
wants to show receipts about stuff. This woman has literally stalked me for 10 years.
Yeah, I don't want the negativity in here. I'm sorry. I just wasn't necessarily looking at the chat, but that person is not.
This is what they do. So he's talking to her now, and it's like they created these bonds and stuff like that over their hate for me when I've done nothing wrong. They're trying to cloud my past and stuff that I've been through that doesn't take away from the fact Darius married me and used me. That doesn't take away from the fact that he stole thousands and thousands of dollars from me. He didn't just do it to me either. This isn't something I'm lying about. He has a track record of this with other women.
When you say he stole, so how much did you give him and how much did he steal? And then how was he able to steal it?
It was a little over $100,000. He conned me out of it. Like I was saying, it was $5,000, it was $6,000, it was $10,000. He would pay me back. At the end, I need $100,000. This project's about to go through. It was an acting project. After I gave him the money, I looked it up and I found that it was like a community acting project and it was free. Like he wasn't getting paid for it.
Did you ever write any of this? Did you ever like make him like 100,000 is a lot?
No, we were married. I didn't think anything of it. And that's when someone said the other day, 100,000, I wouldn't even give my man $20. Well, I'm sorry for your man if you wouldn't give him $20.
Yeah, it shouldn't be your man if you wouldn't give him $20.
Yeah, if you can't give your man $20, I don't know. My mindset is different though. I think
100 is a lot. 100
different. I thought that I was investing in a building for our future. You know, that's my mindset at that point. I don't know if a lot of women go to their husband with contracts and say, hey, I need you to sign this contract. If it's viewed as
Miss Nicole, it's in the shoulders. If he's talking to you and the shoulders are moving, run.
Or this with his glasses.
There you go.
Also, a lot of licking of the lips, unless it is LL Cool J, we haven't really sanctioned that. We're not really into that. And I also would be a little concerned about people going to Disneyland with animals. First of all, faux fur is on trend because PETA, I'm surprised PETA has not come after Ready to Love Detroit, because it's like you don't be at the Magic Kingdom with a polyester fox around your this is diabolical, y'all. If he's guilty of nothing else,
it's the regifted fox.
This is crazy. So what do you think in your head when you see that fox be given to this young lady on the show as proof that he's about really into her?
Out of respect for her, I'm not gonna speak on it because I don't want any animosity with her.
Well, it's not. It's she can't be mad at you. I asked you a question.
I know.
So
when I seen it, all I could do was laugh. To be honest with you,
yeah, it's not about her.
All I could do was laugh, and it was another thing I posted on my Facebook. Like, oh my gosh, here we go again. Like, are we serious? But this is what he does. He gifted someone else a fur coat that he got from Goodwill. Most of his furs and stuff like that, his stuff, he does get them from Goodwill. And he sews furs on the collars of the dress suits and stuff like that and says he's a designer. He calls it King Darius Collections.
Okay.
That's what he does. So
okay.
Temu, I've gotten stuff off of Temu before. Alibaba, Leather Closet in New York.
But that's his signature thing. So I mean, if he's Mo, you. There's nothing wrong with being a fashionable guy. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just hilarious of the regifting that we're seeing. And yeah.
Someone just said it was my fox. It definitely was not. I would not wear that thing around my neck. So no, that's not what made me snap.
But you did buy it. You do have the receipt.
I did. And again, I did him. Okay. I didn't buy it for him. I didn't buy the chinchilla for him either. And the king chairs. Let's talk about the king chairs for a minute. The king chairs that are in the show. Did I send the picture to you? Those things disappeared from my garage. I had no clue where they went until I seen them on the show. I just couldn't. I'm like, what? I'm like, dang, how did he get those out of my garage? I thought someone broke in and sold them. I never thought he would have came all the way to Lansing to get them.
Well, yes. I mean, and the thing about this, if you guys were married, then that, it's kind of difficult to say that somebody, doesn't own something because it's community property.
Yeah.
Nicole, did you ever consider getting a prenup before when he asked you? I mean, did that ever cross your mind?
Nope. I thought he had money when we got married.
Carmel Beauty has a good question. She says, did he tell you the story about the little girls kissing his hand and calling him King Darius?
Never, but that honestly, so I haven't actually watched the show. I've only seen clips. I've seen clips. I don't have the time. I know I had the time to sit there and comment that day.
Yeah.
I'm all about energy at this point.
Yeah.
I have some petty moments and stuff like that, but I heard about it and nothing surprises me. And I think at this point, I'm going to just sit back. I'll read the comments that people write because that people write on here and what they say, because I'm like, yep, like they've got it to a T.
Yeah. Just what advice would you give some other young women out there? Because as much as everybody in this chat can say that they would never do this, and maybe none of you would, but there are constant situations. I mean, 90 Day Fiance. There's so many different instances of people doing things because at the end of the day, all of us want love. And what we're willing to do for love depends on how we feel about ourselves at that time. So what advice would you give to someone that, was maybe going through a rough time and felt vulnerable, and is maybe going through a situation like you went through with this? What advice would you give a young woman, that's dealing with that right now?
Great question. So I know some people might laugh when I say this because I did jump into the relationship, my marriage that I'm in now, so quick. Heal. You need to heal first. You need to find peace. You need to heal. You need to truly heal, because going into my marriage I'm in now, my relationship I'm in now, I wasn't fully healed. It's him picking up the broken pieces. Me having, in the beginning, me just here, there, everywhere, not really knowing what's going on, trying to deal with this man coming at me. And here he is picking up the broken pieces and helping me put myself back together. He took on a project that he did not have to take on. And should I have jumped into a relationship? Because has our relationship been perfect? Absolutely not. I'm lucky that this man is stuck by my side because of everything that we've been through. But he'll learn to love yourself, put yourself first. Knowing that I was at the gas station in Detroit the other day and I just had to say something. I said to someone, "You're better than that," because the guy was just talking reckless to her. And when I'm in situations like that sometimes and I hear someone talking down to their woman, it's like I have Darius right there in my ear. I never know what's going to trigger me. I catch myself before I come on here, making sure my hair is not up or making sure my clothes are perfect or that I'm so-called polished because of what this man did to me for 9 months. And I never thought that someone could have this much of an effect on me.
Yeah, I think sometimes the people that have the most effect on us are the people that echo what we feel about ourselves anyway, right? But I would say, girl, to keep your marriage intact for the sake of your marriage, even if it's not for the sake of yourself, for the sake of your marriage, let it go so that your husband doesn't have to deal with that. Like I said, I appreciate you coming on. The allegations are serious when you're talking about DV and things like that. And I would also say to you, stay in therapy, because even your way of talking about it and dealing with it just says to me that you still have some more healing to do, because at the point that someone is violent with you, then we need to think enough of ourselves to call the police, to stay away from them, to get help, to tell family members. Was there any of your friends or family that were like, girl, we don't like him for you, or don't trust him, or did anyone ever?
100%. The way we found out that stuff wasn't owned was because I don't have family here, that much family. I have a couple family members here. But the way I found out he wasn't who he said he was my good friends, my attorney. They hired a private investigator to investigate who this man was. And then they knew this information and didn't even come to me immediately because they didn't think I was going to believe them.
Yeah.
Because other people had came to me and told me stuff, but he isolated me from them. Anybody I was close to, he would isolate me from them. They don't have your best interest at heart. You can't talk to another man. We went out to a bar in Lansing. I was talking to some guy friends that I was colleagues with. He stormed out and said that my focus was on them and not him. And so the manipulation, the seclusion from my friends and family,
Let me ask you this, because I've done work with DV nonprofits a lot. When it sounds like he was controlling in the way of not wanting you to be around other people, accusing you, of giving attention to other men. Did that make you feel like he cares about me? Because how did that?
100%. Yeah, because he would sit there and he would pick stuff apart. Like, this person he would make me feel self-conscious and paranoid that someone was trying to do something to me, or someone was going to try to move in on my business, or just a lot of different situations. My friend doesn't have my best interest at heart. They're really secretly hating on me. They don't want to see me succeed. Stuff like that. So he secluded me. He secluded me from people. I didn't see it at the time though, and that's the thing. I know some people will never understand that because they've never been in this situation. Even looking back on it, I'm like, dang, how did you not see that? Well, I'm telling you.
That's the thrill of this game. It's just like, I'm warning you. Really, I'm warning you of me, but I'm pointing at them.
Correct.
So you're never think, why would you think it's me if I'm warning you? I would never do that because I'm warning you about a guy that does. You see what I'm saying?
Mo, how can women, what advice would you, if you were Nicole's friend, what advice would you, say you were her friend back in, rewind to November 2024 or 2023 when she met him, what advice would you give a woman that's in a situation like that?
Take it slow. If it forget even looks too good to be true. It sounds too good to be true. It's a lot of it is lip service. and the with the love bombing. Always love bombing is, if you're doing it the fact that we're calling it love bombing and it's that early in a relationship, that's a red flag. You
Yeah.
don't we haven't spent any time, and all of a sudden you feel this way. You know, whatever is meant to be will be, and you don't have to move at that person's, you know what I mean, that person's pace. And when they're moving that fast, suppose, you know, if a guy is in Vegas, let's get married now, and you're in the position you're in, and he knows that you have nothing in place, so let's run and do this now. Red flag. You know, he doesn't even want me to protect me from him. You know what I mean? The guy that doesn't want anything from you will really want you to protect yourself. You know, I believe that his game, the party, you see it, but at the same time, you know, we can look back now, and a lot of people in the chat are going to say, you know, I've seen women with degrees get played by guys that never graduated from high school.
That's usually how it happens.
It,
Usually how it happens. Yeah, I've got friends, like I said this last week. I've got friends that are very, very successful. And a lot of times you want love. You're in that situation where you have a lot, and the only thing that you're missing is that love at night. I was there myself before I wrote my book, Dear Alpha Female, It's Not Him, It's You. But I was, you know, successful to a certain extent, and a lot of people had, you know, an idea of who I was, but the reality was I still was missing, you know, love and a partner. I do all this stuff and be at all these red carpets and go home to my bed by myself. So I did want that, but I think for me, I went the opposite way of you, and I just kind of didn't trust anybody, you know. I suppose, and that still, you know, was negative, was a toxic thing. You have to work on yourself regardless of how you deal with your pain, right?
Right.
But I do think that there are a lot of women that don't come out. That's why I think it's very brave of you to admit that. Like, yeah, I was not smart about this. I was not smart about that. But there are a lot of women that do that. There are a lot of women that have. Jennifer Lewis was conned out of a lot of money. You know? Yes. I mean, it's very, very common, because what the person is offering is something that we also desperately want, which is to be loved, to be accepted, and to be loved unconditionally, and to be accepted as for who we are, right? So I do think when something sounds too good to be true, it is. But I also think people are saying, you know, the show should have vetted him or should have vetted other people. There have been a lot of situations on reality shows, not just this one, where people were on that had toxic behavior or questionable past. But the reason that the shows can't vet is because most of the time women or men, whoever is being victimized, does not report it. So if there is a DV situation, that person does not go to the police. How is the show supposed to be able to run?
There's one that did go to the police, and I know for a fact that towards the end of our relationship, he called me. He got arrested one night, and I had to go bond him out of jail. And when I bonded him out of jail, it was for a DV case, and I'm like, what is this? And I went to court with him and everything just to try to get some insight on it. And the hand with the blood that I had sent you, that was from her case. She had a PPO on him. She had a whole DV case on him. And how production never saw that, I don't know. Like I said, I have talked to some of the cast members, and they said before I even spoke out, they were made aware of what he was up to, because I guess some people knew me from the Lansing area, and they had said, hey, like, I've seen this man out with his wife before at an event for a gala yeah. That's not me. That's the other lady he did that to.
Yeah, I saw a text message from her.
Yeah. And so, you know,
she says that they found him guilty.
They did find him guilty. I was at the court hearing with him.
So what do you think? Because I said this before you came on. Women always think that the other woman is crazy. We always think that we're different than the other woman. So what did you think when you're sitting there beside him in court for a DV case with another woman? What were your thoughts about him?
My thoughts were, I need to figure out what's actually going on, because we were already married at this point. And I had no clue about it, like I said, until he got arrested and he called me to come pick him up. And I couldn't actually pick him up that night because it was a felony charge. I had to wait until he was arraigned the next morning. And so I wanted to get as much information as I could at that point as to what was going on. And I didn't believe him. I started looking into it at that point. I asked his friend, you know, is this true? And she said, look, like, I don't know if any of what he's saying is true. I think that we should really start doing some research. And I talked to my friends, the ones that hired the attorney. Or the private investigator. I had confided in them about some stuff. So it wasn't like I was blinded the whole entire time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, no, there was definitely some red flags after we got married, as to what he was doing.
Yeah. I will show this picture since I showed that one. I just feel weird about showing violent pictures, but this is a picture. Well, it's dark. Hold on, let me turn up the light. And actually, you have this same chain on today.
I
Girl,
do.
get rid of that chain. That chain is not good luck. Everyone, get you a different chain, girl. Yeah, this is bruising on her shoulder in that area.
And I sent you the location. I don't want you to show the location,
Yeah.
but I sent you the location because, and the timestamps. I sent you the location of the house in Detroit that day, and then later on when I was actually able to get back to Lansing, and I had taken another picture. But no, he had me stuck in the house that day. After he had did that, I was locked in the bedroom with my child, and until I could get out, and I went back to Lansing that day.
Did he have a relationship with your children?
A great relationship with my daughter, yeah. My son too. When we went to New Hampshire, my older son is in New Hampshire, and he would always talk to him, give him advice over the phone. Told my son, hey, if you do this, we're gonna get you a car. So he had a great relationship with my kids.
So it's not all bad. It's not all
No,
bad.
it definitely wasn't all bad. But with that being said, how genuine was it?
Yeah. Oh, you're right. It was definitely not genuine, but it's hard
how
to
genuine was it? Because I could sit there and say, you know, it was great in the beginning, but was it genuine on his part?
No,
I don't think so.
It was not. It was all to get. That's a lot of money. And do you feel like he targeted you and these other women because he knew you guys were women of influence and women of affluence?
100%. The thing about Darius though is that that's what he wants, but I don't know if you guys have noticed from watching. Like I said, I haven't really watched the show. Darius cannot stand not being center of attention. When we would walk into a place together, if someone was like, hey, Nicole, like, how are you doing? He didn't like that. Darius wants to be acknowledged first. He says he wants you to be strong and independent. That's not true because Darius couldn't handle, I think he was intimidated by my success. When we would go to events, the Toys for Tots event that I did, I actually was the guest speaker at that event. He couldn't handle that. He degraded me after we left there. You should have done this different. You should have done that different. And then he's up there boxing up the toys, doing videos, like, you know, posting it on his Facebook, and then getting mad at me for posting it on my Facebook. I'm like, this was my event. This wasn't even your event. So Darius needs to be center of attention. He says that he's looking for his queen. He's looking for this and that. He's really not. He wants to control the situation. He wants to walk into a room and be center of attention.
Maybe he wants to be the queen.
Yes.
I mean, well, again, we thank you for coming on, Nicole, and
thank you for having me.
Like I said, I know this was not easy at all. I know talking is not easy, but I would suggest, please, for the sake of your husband and your happiness and your mental stability, just let this go. What 2025 is ending, you know. Enjoy.
Yes, and like I said too, honestly, like I know it seems like this is my whole entire life.
No.
There's my dog in the background. It's really not my whole entire life. Like I said, we don't talk about this man. Like we talk about it when the wine club happened. I talked about it for a couple days then. We talked about it, you know, when the country club bill came in and he had brought dates to the country club. So it's not like it's an all the time thing. Probably in the last year and a half, we've talked about him 6 or 7 days.
Yeah.
But it's when it needs to be talked about because, you know, like I wouldn't have said anything. And it was triggering to see him go on this show.
Sure.
Because I'm like, damn, like I see there's a basketball wife on there and stuff like that. And I'm like, she's probably got money. Is he gonna, I hope she's smarter than I was.
He's
And
not going to get any of her money.
No. And so I haven't even watched it, but those are just things that go through my mind. Like,
Yeah.
I hope these women are smart enough. I hope they were smarter than me. I hope they don't have to go through what I went through. And anybody can say what they want to say about me. I don't want that man. I see who he is as a person. And, I was at a very low part of my life when I dealt with him. And only I have to take accountability for that. Because if I don't self-reflect and take accountability for what I did during that time in the role that I played in allowing him, I don't want to say I allowed him to do it, but I have to take responsibility for the role I played as well.
Yeah, no, I that is awesome that you know that you are willing to accept that. That is half the battle. Like, you know what I mean? And I think you can't say anything once a person takes accountability for their part in it, but that's it. I don't deserve what happened to me, but I do have to take accountability for the fact that I was in a place and allowed someone that did not deserve me, did not deserve what I had to take advantage. That's huge. So that's all someone can ask. And I wouldn't worry too much about what people are saying, because it's not important. Girl, you like I said, you've got love in your life now. Focus on nurturing that. You've got great businesses. You were inspirational in that regard to be able to have all this going and really doing well. So just, congratulate yourself on things that you're doing amazing, and don't listen to anything that's outside of positivity for you, be it a romantic partner or even people that you don't know that are online. Like, anything that's negative, block it out. We don't have time for that. And as we move into 2026, so we appreciate you coming on. I hope your story can help somebody else that may be dealing with something like that. And
reach out if you're in that situation. Reach out. There's domestic violence shelters all over. There's people that are willing to listen, and domestic violence is not just physical too. I want to say that it's manipulation and control too. And most of the time it leads to domestic violence. I mean, it leads to physical violence. So if that's something that you start to see the red flags, reach out and talk to somebody.
Yeah. And
don't be ashamed, because I did another, podcast. People don't speak out sometimes because of the fact that they're made to be shamed, or she's crazy and she should. You don't know what you're going through. So, speak out, say something. People are here to help.
But I mean, I think it helps that you are doing this, because so many people don't speak out because they're afraid of backlash, right? They're afraid of all the people in the comments that are saying she's lying or this didn't happen. But I think the more people that do speak out and have this type of conversation, it definitely strengthens other people, to talk about it as well. So we appreciate you doing this. And I also think that women need to be aware of the physical violence, but you also need to be aware of not wanting love so badly that you're willing to give up your own self-respect, and you're willing to pour into someone more. That's where you're almost empty. Not just because it's not just about money. It's about just putting all your energy on
yeah.
Right. But definitely we don't want to give these people that money like that. We definitely don't want to do that. But most important is the energy and the time, because you can't get the time back. Obviously, Nicole can make the money back, but it's the time that you cannot get back. So thankfully you got in and out, and you guys are on to something else. So we wish you a very happy holidays.
Thank you.
This will be one of the last conversations that you have about this, and you'll be moved forward and thrive in 2026. And let this be, a lesson that you went through that does not affect your future.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here, Nicole. We really wish you the best.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Wow. That was, I did not expect it to be that. I did not expect it to be that. That was a lot. That was sad. I did not expect it to be like that. But I'm glad she came. We definitely have a different, her perspective that's a little different.
And we welcome Darius to come over here and say whatever he needs to say. We're not one-sided.
No, but I was definitely not going to welcome him on while she was on,
Yeah, we're not talking about. Yeah.
No. But yeah, we want to hear. But I really hope that she, whatever the situation is, they definitely were in some type of relationship, and it definitely there's no way. I mean, she just has too many receipts. I don't think that she's lying about a lot of that. I don't, there's no way. Like, I don't understand the marriage thing, but I do think that from what she's saying, it makes sense if he did not want people to know about them. You know what I mean? He was trying to just kind of keep her hidden as a secret.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Man, I already knew from coming to going to, you can't be seen in I know the play, and unfortunately, like would say, well, if we get to hear the other side, cool, but it's her side. I mean, it's two sides to a story.
Yeah. I do think that production companies need to be more, do more vetting. I think that this is another situation that proves more vetting needs to be done, because if these people have records of this type of thing, they don't need to be on dating shows. That's negligent. And I don't think the production company was being negligent, but I'm saying it's why it's important for women to go to the police and file, so we can have this down, so we can stop these people from doing it to other people, if that's what happened. I want to be careful with my words, but I'm just saying, like, you have to, it's important that you speak up and that you get the paperwork. And if that's happening and the production companies just are not finding it, then that's a problem.
That's another problem. The more receipts, the better. I know you got people want to go through life and not keep, but when it's that early and you're moving that fast, I suggest you do keep as many receipts as possible.
Yeah. But I think, anyone, woman or man, when you love yourself, when you're in a place where you really are happy with yourself,
right?
You're not going to be a target like that. But I don't even think it's a self-esteem thing. That's definitely there. But I think losing your child, I mean, oh my God.
Woo.
Losing a child, it definitely makes you open just to wanting comfort, and that's a lot of times where we're going to look for comfort is in the opposite sex. But this was our holiday tea edition. We'll be back Friday, but we want to wish everybody that is a part of this XO family a very, very Merry Christmas.
Yes.
And a Happy New Year. We're going to be on the day after. We'll be on Friday. So after you have your Christmas dinner, you get all your stuff, come in with your Christmas pajamas, and we will talk about the upcoming episode of Ready to Love. The thing is, this kind of stuff this is really what's going on in the dating world. Like, this really is the real.
This is real life. This isn't the show. This is real life.
So yeah, I hope everybody and please leave your comments if you're watching this on the replay. Leave your comments for what you thought about the conversation with Nicole. And I think we did create a safe space for her to not feel judged, because no woman can judge another woman. Like, that's just ridiculous. I think we can learn from people's sharing their story, and there's no need to judge people, because don't judge not, least ye be judged. But yes, Merry Christmas. We got to end on a high note, Mo. We need to end on a high note. What can you share? What are you doing for Christmas?
Nothing.
Okay. All right.
Doing their things, they grown. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I just cashed out the money. That's all I do.
That's what grown kids like.
Get your own stuff.
Yeah, here's your money. Off you go. Now you don't have a Christmas pajama lady this year.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Because I know you keep one in the chamber, so I don't know, if you have one in the chamber or.
Now I'll be watching Netflix Christmas movies by myself, and just chilling.
Speaking of Netflix, you guys, please watch, because we'll talk about it a little bit on Friday. Please watch Dave Chappelle's Netflix special. It's amazing. Awesome.
But the next day after it came out, I tried to find it. I couldn't find it. I got to go back.
Uh-oh. Danny has a question. She said, what happened to the lady that went to your work party with you?
What you mean, what happened to her?
I think she means, why isn't she in Christmas pajamas?
I don't know. She's not. She was just a friend, you know.
Well, Daddy asked the question, so
I
I'm
got
going to give her an answer.
I had a female friend to accompany me, and that was it.
She said, why is she not your Christmas PJ partner?
But she probably got no. I don't know. I don't get that deep, man. I'm solo. I figured out that I'm on a mission. I am on a solo mission, and I come to the conclusion that I'm better off this way for now.
We'll pick this up on Friday. You guys have a Merry Christmas. We love you for watching. Enjoy, and even if you are by yourself for the Christmas, okay. Just enjoy. Do what makes you happy. Just take that day to do what makes you happy. That's all that's important. We love you guys for watching. We'll be here Friday at 10 in our Christmas pajamas with a little wine, little holiday spirits.
Yes, I will have on red with TLC.
It'll be time to creep, guys. It'll be time to creep on Friday. We'll see you guys there. Happy holidays. We love you all. Good night.
Y'all be safe.